Well, hello and welcome here inside Encana Arena. I am Jamie Neugebauer, and this is the SJHL's presentation of the 2026 Viking Cup presented by VADERSTAD, our phenomenal presenting sponsor for this event. And Team SJHL, speaking of phenomenal, they have really been the talk of the town here at the event. 3 wins out of 3 games, 20 goals for, 7 against, a spot already clinched in the gold medal game. But that being said, the SJHLers, coached by Drew Kosher and Turner Ripplinger, do have a say in whom they'll face in the final tomorrow. That has not been set, as it is a bit of a mathematical equation, but I'll save you the details. The bottom line is, their opposition tonight, the SAIT Trojans out of Calgary, Alberta, also of the ACAC, as their opposition was Augustana last time out. The SAIT Trojans just need a point from this one to finish on 7 points and finish in second in the league, and therefore play the SJHL in the final. If the SAIT wins in regulation time, they would finish first in the round robin on 9 points, but hold the tiebreaker. By the way, though, I don't know how much that matters to Drew Kosher and the guys, other than prestige, which is, of course, always very important. If SAIT loses in regulation, then the SJHL will take on Czechia tomorrow in the gold medal game. So that is the scenario. 6 p.m. local time tomorrow, the gold medal game. I'll have the call of that. You can, of course, catch that also on Flow Hockey. My suggestion is turn on Flow Hockey, mute it, and then throw me on. That's up to you. But either way, the SJHLers have been fantastic and always on and off the ice. Real models of consistency. And you know what? They have been very, very good off the ice. Classy, well-behaved, respectful, polite. Everybody here loves them around the rink. I think it has been just an absolutely terrific event in all ways for this group of SJHLers, and hopefully there's plenty of attention from college coaches, be it north of the border or south, and it should be a very interesting one here tonight with 13 SJHL alumni on this SAIT team, so lots of familiarity in this. Bion Hockey, yes, we are the best league for joining this tourney. I understand, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but my understanding is, I think this is a safe thing to say, I think the Manitoba League is interested, maybe has liked what they've seen too. So that is not in stone, obviously, but very possible for the future next time this thing happens. I know Kevin Surratt and their commissioner, Kyle McIntyre, ours are good buddies. So that is something that I heard. Thank you very much, my co-director of media with the SJHL, Clark Monroe. I'm doing my best. Thanks, buddy. Couldn't do it without you and without the crew, of course, back home in Saskatchewan. Darren up in Estevan, doing what he's told. Appreciate that, Darren, muting Flow and listening. Appreciate it. We were talking about how much we love Marty Martinson last night, actually, over some chicken wings, Darren, as well. And so you got a good one there in Estevan as well. But yeah, let me know where you're coming or watching in or listening in from, and I really appreciate it. And I do believe I have the audio issues under control too. Knock on wood wherever you are. Couple of huge games tonight as well in the SJHL. Clark, you just wrote exactly what I was about to say. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Flin Flon and Melfort and the Highway 10 rivalry, Melville and Yorkton. And those two have been good. There was, of course, the West Sask rivalry over the New Year's, one side and the other. Both wins by Battleford, which my understanding is won Anthony Campbell a couple bucks off of Russ Demo and Van Egger here, so that's pretty funny. Yeah, that is the real Clark Monroe, the legendary Clark Monroe, who's off for a vacation. I could use a vacation, I'll be honest, but wouldn't be anywhere else than here to call this one. Allison Burke cheering from Humboldt, cheering for Josh Sale, of course, the former Humboldt Bronco and current Weyburn Red Wing, and Brady Holtlow, who will get the start tonight, which leads me to the starting lineup for Team SJHL. I have a couple interviews to play as well, so we'll get to that in a minute. But let's go through the lines for Team SJHL. They haven't really changed much in this tournament, and why not? They've been sensational. They're really not line 1, 2, 3, 4. It really has been 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, whatever you want to call it. All first lines. They've all been awesome. Anthony Campbell, he'll center the line with Rylan Williams, his former Battleford North Stars teammate, currently with the Estevan Bruins, and Jai Zawatsky, who's coming off of 2 goals against Augustana. On the left, the York Terrier star. Noah Asmundsen will center the Highway 39 line, the Estevan Bruins centerman, with Drew Moldy on the right and Josh Sale on the left. Zayden Saddlemeyer, who has been sensational, 6 points in 3 games so far for the Melfort Mustang. Zayden Saddlemeyer, he'll center Van Egger and Brendan Olsen, which has just been a terrific line. Just dogs in the forecheck. What a great line that's been. And Joey Lees, the Flin Flon Bombers centerman, is with Reid Arbery and Tylen Henriksen. On the blue line, it is the Nutrient Division pairing, Rusty Demo, the Kingersley Clipper, with Gavin Granger, the Battleford North Star, on the right. The next pairing is the Bungie Division 1 with Ethan Andrews of the Estevan Bruins, who also had a couple power play goals 25 seconds apart against Augustana a couple days ago. He's paired with Boston Harkness, the captain of the Melville Millionaires, and Sam Ward of the Flin Flon Bombers is paired with Bo Eisner of the Melfort Mustangs in an all-UPL division pair. And Brady Holt with the Humboldt Broncos goaltender, 1-0 on the tournament with a .946 save percentage after he was wonderful against Team Czechia in the round robin. The team from SAIT, as I mentioned, from Calgary, they're going to go in net with Andrew McLean, who transferred there from Brock in the Niagara region in Ontario in the OUA. He's 6-2 on the ACAC season with a 297 goals against. He's a very talented goaltender. And I mentioned he's got some some Ontario Hockey League experience, I should say, and the guy that played in net for SAIT against Midland University. They went back and forth. It was an 8-0 victory for the SAIT Trojans in that one. Andrew McLean from Port Huron, Michigan in the States, and played Ontario Hockey League for Owen Sound and Oshawa and Niagara, and then also in Junior B with St. Catharines. Though Junior B in Ontario is very different than Junior B in Saskatchewan. With no disrespect to Junior B in Saskatchewan, Junior B in Ontario, especially in the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League, is really, really good, and he absolutely lit it up with a very good organization, the St. Catharines Falcons, there in 21-22. But as I mentioned, a couple of years in the Ontario Hockey League for Andrew McLean, the 24-year-old, 6'2", 190-pounder, literally 6 years older than his counterpart in net here tonight, Brady Holtlow. Of course, 18 years of age, won't turn 19 until next August. So Brady, though, has been wonderful in this one. And Graham Brown, too, very, very good in net, as we all expected. The SJHL to have very strong ability to keep pucks out of their net, and both goalies. You know, you look at the scores and all the goals that the SJ has scored. Well, the goalies have been absolutely fantastic. Mary Lou Pisak from Stockholm, Saskatchewan, cheering for Jai Zawatsky. Awesome that you tuned in again, Mary. Thank you so much. Bioni Hockey, thank you for tuning in. Kathy Beemans, listening from Watson, Saskatchewan, cheering for Ty Henriksen. Thank you. I made a couple mic'd up videos. I'll show both of them over the course of the broadcast here tonight. It says 1:50 on the clock, so we'll play my interview with Drew Moldy, the star forward for the Weyburn Red Wings. Give it a listen. Here with Drew Moldy of Team SJHL and the Weyburn Red Wings as Team SJHL gets set to take on SAIT in the final game of the group stage here at the Viking Cup. Drew, I got to ask you, how are you enjoying the Viking Cup so far?
It's been awesome. It's a great experience, you know, the billeting and just being able to come out here and showcase what the SJHL has, the talent, and what we can do. It's been amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Now, obviously, part of the fun of this thing is that guys who are usually enemies are now friends, and even more funny is, funny, I don't know if that's the right word, but fun is that you and Josh are on the line with Noah Asmundsen of the Estevan Bruins. And of course, the rivalry between Weyburn and Estevan is long and old and pretty intense, but just talk about the chemistry that you guys have found so quickly here at this tournament.
Since that first practice, it seems like everybody's just kind of clicked, which is, as a team that has never played together, doesn't happen often. So I think that's contributing a huge part to our success here. And it's just in the dressing room too. Like, everybody's it's just a great group of guys. So yeah, it's been amazing.
For sure. Just a couple more questions. Probably familiar with a couple guys at least on SAIT. They got 12 SJHL alumni. Just talk about whether that familiarity is something that you think about at all, or is it something that you just completely throw out of your mind?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Just playing with a couple guys that are on the team, and just playing against them in the past. Just knowing what to expect, and maybe they're a little bit older now, but that doesn't matter. We're still gonna come out and give it everything and play our game.
For sure. And then just the last question, got to do a head nod to Brady Holtvoet, who gets the start here tonight. And again, you see the Czechs practicing behind you there. He was outstanding against the Czechs in the group stage. Just talk about the confidence in him, even though he's certainly the youngest guy at this tournament.
Yeah, he's the only 18-year-old, non-20-year-old on this team, but he's been playing amazing so far, the games that he's been in. So yeah, we got so much confidence in him, and we know what he can do, and he's a great goalie. So yeah, we know we can get it done with him in net.
Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And now I'll play my interview with Zach Kane of SAIT and a longtime SJHL alumni. All right, very thrilled to have with us today Zach Kane from SAIT, and of course the great alumni of the Weyburn Red Wings, Melville Millionaires, and Flin Flon Bombers. Kaner, it's great to see you first and foremost. Second of all, just talk about the season so far for SAIT.
Yeah, the season's been good. We've been off to a good start here. League's been good this year. All the guys, it's been fun to kind of get to know, and you come to a tournament like this and get closer with some guys and be in competitive games like the one we have today. It's fun. Yeah,
for sure. Now, obviously, you and 11 other guys on your team came from the SJHL. How long did you guys have this game circled on your schedule?
Yeah, it's cool to play against the top players in their league now. The league that we played in, what seems like forever ago, it was only a few years, playing with guys like with Joey and Harkey. So it'll be cool to see they're just kind of cutting their teeth, but now being obviously prominent players in the league, it's
So there you have it. My interviews there with Joey, or with Drew Moldy, pardon me, and Zach Kane. You can find them in their entirety on SJHL social media, across Instagram, Facebook, and X. As we're about to get going here, Anthony Campbell in on the draw against Owen Underhill, a current and past Battleford's North Star on the face-off dot. And we are underway. The SJHL finally wearing their blue jerseys, SAIT wearing their whites. The SJHL wore whites in their first three games at this tournament, but looking sharp and snazzy in those blues as Campbell finds Rylan Williams, the Battleford's North Stars teammates from last year. Of course, Rylan now on Estevan. Here is Campbell in the offensive zone, right point. Sam Ward will send that one in deep. Going hard in after that one, and working hard below the goal line is Bo Eisner, who's really relished the opportunity to play forward and play up this tournament, really get aggressive, as he's got a couple goals as well, does Bo Eisner, as this one's down low. Now he's already back in his own end, working hard, playing defense. Yule the shot right on. Right pad saved by Holtvoet. Left point, Carter Briltz. Here is Briltz. Sows it out in front. Chip to the middle of the ice, but it's going to be Ward. Will flip that one up in the air. The former Yorkton Terrier, Weyburn Red Wing, Carter Briltz. Yule, the shot on. That one's into the glove of Holtvoet, and he hangs on. Tate Schofer, the former Moose Jaw Warrior, as well as Yorkton Terrier, standing in Holtvoet's way. Plenty of Saskatchewan content on this team. I mentioned Pilot Butte, Saskatchewan native Zach Kane out there. Spent most of his SJHL career with Melville, was traded to Flin Flon kind of at the very end of it. Face off to the right of Holtvoet. Joey Lees will step in against Carter Briltz as it's dug at and flipped to the neutral zone as Arbery was reaching for it, but it went only as far as Ewell, who sends that one in deep for SAIT. 18:40 to go here in the first period. No score. Two shots belonging to SAIT. Here is Schofer to Rechny. The shot. That's off the glove of Holtvoet. That is the big brother of the World Junior player Cole Rechny, of course, out of Macklin, Saskatchewan. This one down low, looking for Granger. Briltz, though, loses that one, but it falls to Demo now, and he'll bang it off the wall to the neutral zone. Schofer throws it back in again, and Rusty Demo will have to be careful pulling it back here with Rechny watching him. The SAIT Trojans with a big win yesterday. Playing late, though, last night. We'll see what kind of legs that they have. Played Czechia a night ago, yesterday during the day, beating them 4-2. Here's a turnover out in front. Olsen, Settlemeyer, they score! And McLean turned it over. Went right to Brendan Olsen. And Zayden Settlemeyer, who's been absolutely en fuego for Team SJHL, showed some patience and composure there and banged it home for his third of the tournament. And Brendan Olsen with his 5th assist of the tournament. And it's 1-0 SJHL, as it has been every single game. This team has not had to chase very often. But here's a funny bounce the other way, and it just goes wide. That one was off the stick of Dylan Clark, the former Fort McMurray Oil Baron, as that one goes through the blue paint, took a funky bounce on a dump in and went in front of Holtvoet, and Clark wired it from an acute angle wide. McLean had trouble playing the puck, though, on that goal, and played it right to the tape of Olsen at the half wall to McLean's left, and he played it in the middle to Settlemeyer, who just patiently wired it in, and it's 1-0 on their first shot for the SJHL. Now Harkness at the right point. Throws it wide. Ethan Andrews jumps his way up. Takes his time at the left point. Just swings it looking for Brendan Olsen down low, but it was intercepted by Clark. And here is Colby Ball, the All-Melville Millionaires alumni pairing out there right now. Ball and Peyton Kostishin. Trojans to the attack is Kai Billy, the former Nipawin Hawk, trying to send that one in deep. He lost the handle. Drew Moldy causing trouble up there on the forecheck. That's been the best part of the SJHL's game by my money, is their forechecking has caused so much trouble with their speed and size and ability to play that Drew Kusher system of a very aggressive forecheck. Long shot on. That one's off a leg, and the SJHL team has really started well every game except for maybe the Augustana one. Clark, Hanvold now bangs that one in for SAIT. Clark trying to find it in. His footwork's there. Is being held on to momentarily by Eisner. Hanvold's shot goes wide. And trying to get that one forward is Josh Sale, and he gets some help from Sam Ward, and Ward will take his time. Right side there now to Sale. In the middle for Moldy. Now he'll to find Anthony Campbell down the right side. Right shot on. Just turned 20. Anthony Campbell did during the tournament on December the 27th. This one's going to sail into the arms of Holtvoet. He'll play it quickly to Ward as the Trojans wanted a line change. Ward turns it over to Allgaier. Allgaier turns that one over to Zawatsky, two former Yorkton teammates. But here come the SJHL. Williams. Zawatsky to Williams. Tried to send it back, and in the end, it was well defended in a 2-on-1, but working hard to get back right there was the former terrific Battleford's North Star defenseman, Tanner Gold. Former captain, in fact, of the North Stars. And what a career he had. Did nothing pretty much but have great seasons for the Battleford's North Stars. Campbell along the boards there for Allgaier. He turns it over to Arbery, and that one's way out of play. Great chance to make it 2-rip there for the SJHL, and the speedy 2-on-1 between Jai Zawatsky and Rylan Williams, two Bungie Division superstars going there, but the return feed from Zawatsky was well intercepted by Tanner Gold, and everybody who's watched the SJHL in this decade knows that Tanner Gold's never going to quit on a play, and he showed what he can do right there. Really flourished under Braden Klamosko in Battleford's did Tanner Gold, Medicine Hat native. Here is Gavin Granger. Down low, looking there for Arbery. He'll put it right into the midsection of McLean, and he'll hang on for the whistle. What a fixture Gold was in the SJHL, and now in his second year with SAIT. Think about those Battleford's teams, 22-23. Lots and lots of talent, of course, won the Cantera Seeds Cup. Good hit there by Arbery, pinned his man against the board. Zach Kane gets a bump on it. Colby Bear, teammates with Gold on that Battleford's team in the early 2020s. Here is Kyle Clayton. He'll play that one up only as far as demo in the neutral zone, and the Clippers defenseman will chip that one into the corner, and Clayton will go back again. Clayton behind his own net. He'll leave it there for Ewell. And now here is Bear. Given a little bit of a shove there by Egger, as Underhill will go in deep. Underhill causing some pressure, but Boston Harkness thought quickly to pull that one away. Saddlemeyer trying to find that puck in the feet of Bear. It does fall to Olsen, though. Here is Van Egger. He'll send it in deep. Looking for Saddlemeyer on the forecheck against Kostishin. Intercepted there momentarily by Olsen, but it's pulled away to former Melville Millionaires there, connecting Olsen and Kostishin. Olsen traded to Nipawin during the season this year. What a deal that worked out to be, especially for the Nipawin Hawks. Veteran winger Olsen, just terrific season for him. And having a terrific Viking Cup as well. Always got a smile, always a grateful kid. What a wonderful treat it has been to get to know all these kids over this week. Ethan Andrews, one kid I knew already pretty well. Of course, former Notre Dame Hound. Now right sing to Olsen. Finds Drew Moldy in the middle. Moldy, who can scoot too. He shoots that one on. Right pad save by McLean as Moldy attacked down the right wing side. Here comes Tanner Gold through the middle. He'll chip that one into the corner, and Ward will go back for it. He'll have it take a funny bounce off the boards, not avoiding any trouble, and went right to Josh Sale. Left side looking for Campbell. It was intercepted, though, by Gold, and he'll reverse it quickly. Rechny plays it right to Ward, who plays it to Moldy, gets it in deep, and Team SJHL can get themselves a line change now. 12:40 to go. First period shots are 4-4 in this one, but the SJHL with the 1-0 lead on another goal there by Zayden Saddlemeyer leads the SJHL in points in this tournament so far with 7 here in their 4th game. Here is Sam Ward. He'll try to chip that one in deep. Goes in on the forecheck as Ewell goes back for it. That's Tate Ewell. This one's going to be played along the boards. Nice play there, right in there by Joey Lees. As they caused the turnover, did Lees went right in, and McLean made the save on the Flin Flon Bombers star. Ewell, the former captain of the Drumheller Dragons of the Alberta League. 3 big, long seasons for the Strathmore, Alberta native Tate Ewell. Here's Russ Demo looking for Saddlemeyer. I thought it may be a hit. Somebody on the SAIT bench, but I guess not. This one's going to be Henriksen. Leaves it behind him for Saddlemeyer, but it was intercepted instead and going to be pulled away here by Billy. Kai Billy, former Nipawin Hawk, as I mentioned. This one played up to Demo. Now Saddlemeyer makes sure that at least comes out, even though he fanned on his pass with the longtime Yorkton Terrier Brett Butts watching him closely. Here is Butts. Finds his way through the neutral zone. He'll chip it to the right side to Zach Kane. Corey King. Now it's picked up there by Colby Ball. Looking for the left half wall to Butts. He steps in through the blue paint and force a save from Holtvogt. Ball, wrist shot on. King, who was part of that wonderful Flin Flon Bombers team in 21-22. Ball trying to settle this one down. Turns it over to Reed Arbery, and he'll make sure he gets to the red line and knock it in deep. 10:45 to go. Noon puck drop. These two teams maybe a tiny bit sleepy so far to start this one both ways, but the SJHL still crossing their T's and dotting their I's systematically so far, keeping this game simple and keeping the danger out of the way of Brady Holtvogt. Here's Ethan Andrews. He'll bump it along to Boston Harkness. Snap that one up. It's off the pants of Olsen and bounces right to Anthony Campbell. He's trying to battle in the corner with former Battleford's defenseman Tanner Gold, past and present. Another Battleford's man there, Underhill. He finds Dagelman to Gold. Nice defensive play there by Brendan Olsen to take that away. Now it's a 2-on-2 with Campbell and Egger. Van Egger, the Kindersley Clipper, giving a hard shove. Trying to find that one is Josh Sale, but Bear will pull it away. Now Sale causing all sorts of trouble. Boy, is he a terrific forechecker. Cody Mapes just adores Josh Sale, and for good reason. Here is Zach Kane. Trying to get that one back to Clayton. Clayton trying to skate away there from Lees. Kane giving a bump. 19 points this year for Zach Kane for SAIT in the ACAC. One of the best players in the ACAC for sure is Zach Kane. Here is Sam Ward. He's got Eisner going to the net. Ward waits, shoots. What a shot. But a nice left arm save there by McLean to keep the score 1-0 SJHL on the nifty release of Sam Ward. Of course, Sam Ward, member of the Flin Flon Bombers out of Kamloops, British Columbia. 98 games in the Western Hockey League with Swift Current and Wenatchee. As we hit the officials' timeout, I will look at some of these comments. If you have a question, if you have a comment, something you want to say, make sure you comment in. Love to hear from you. She's Glendenning, the terrific trainer for the, or strength and conditioning guru, I should say, for the Melfort Mustangs in the chat room. Hello, Chiza. Darren Rogg, of course, with the big goal. Comment, and Leonard Strandberg saying, good job, Sad. It's a great start. Yeah, Zayden's having a good start, middle end for this tournament. You talk about a kid with a terrific attitude. Boy, oh boy. He is, man, you can see why he was a big piece of that Melfort Mustangs championship team last year. And he continues to be a great piece here for the SJHL as well as for the Melfort Mustangs. Face off to the right of McLean. And certainly the Mustangs have a big couple games without Saddlemeyer and Eisner, and they'll have to figure that one out. Saw their lineup come out, though, against Flin Flon, and looks like they're getting pretty close to healthy, at least the Mustangs are. That should be pretty fun, a couple games in SJHL regular season action in those two UPL division intense rivals. Bear below the goal line. He's being bothered there by Zawatsky. Zawatsky, great job, takes it away, and he's going to be hooked up on the play. What a job by J.I. Zawatsky right there. He picked Colby Bear's pocket and then was hooked down as Colby Bear felt like Jai was going to go right to the front of the net. And that allows this SJHL power play to go to work. The SJHL with the best power play in the tournament at 33%, 6 goals on 18 opportunities. SAIT penalty killing at a 75% clip. 2 goals allowed on 8 power plays against for SAIT so far in the tournament. Zawatsky in the middle. And the hooking call against the former Battleford's North Stars forward Colby Bear. Sam Ward loses the handle. Here's Briltz. Short-handed rush, and Ward will go back for it. Williams leaves it for Zawatsky. He's going to take off up the left side. He's kind of tackled into the zone, so the SJHLers have to wait. Granger left it behind him, but nobody was home, as Ward will swing it along to Rylan Williams, and he'll play it back to Sam Ward. Sam Ward, of course, his big brother Matthew, former Swift Current Bronco as well, plays Northern Michigan in the NCAA. Played for Team Canada at the U18 World Championships a bunch of years ago, Matt Ward did. Here is Joey Lees. Left side, spins his way in, little move, stops up. Middle of the ice, looking for a pass there for Rylan Williams. It was out of his reach. Here's Kane shorthanded. One-on-one with Ethan Andrews, and Ethan handles that one perfectly. Holtvoet plays it there for Ethan Andrews, who's taking his time, and he'll swing it along the boards looking for Anthony Campbell. Here's the Phillipsburg, Quebec native Campbell. He'll play it to his Battleford's teammate Granger, who wants a change, and Andrews will just wire that one in deep, go off on a line change as Kostyshin will bang it back the other way, the former captain of the Melville Millionaires. We got the current and former captains of Melville on the ice right now, in this game, between Kostyshin and Harkness. This one's going to be turned over by Sale as this power play is going nowhere fast so far. 15 seconds to go as Holtvoet lost an edge, but he at least moved the puck behind the net before he lost his edge. Could have banged that puck into his own net there by accident, but no harm done there. Arbery chips it in. Demo works his way forward. Hadenvold trying to battle with him. Pass looking to get it by Rechny. He couldn't, and this SJHL power play didn't have much going on it as the sharpness wasn't there. Bauer dusting that puck off a little bit, made it go offside for the SAIT Trojans. The Southern Alberta Institute of Technology in lovely Calgary, Alberta. My understanding is they are working on a new rink right on campus there for SAIT. SAIT, the second best team standings-wise in the ACAC right now at 10-2. 24-game schedule in the ACAC, by the way. Three-time champion Red Deer Polytechnic or Red Deer College. They also plenty of SJHL alumni. Here's the SJHLers on the attack. Long wrist shot. That's into the midsection of McLean, and he'll hang on for the whistle with 6:36 to go in the first period. The only goal off the stick of Zayden Saddlemeyer. 1-0 is the score, as I mentioned. And this is the final game also of the group stage here at the Viking Cup. And then the playoffs will be tomorrow, and there's no playoffs, really. It's just gold medal game, bronze medal game. Midland University from Nebraska, the ACHA is already taken off on their route home after a tough 0-4 tournament for them. Their coach was a great-spirited guy, also from Czechia, in fact, but his wife in Nebraska, and got to chat with Coach Jan, a bit. He's a pretty nice guy. Here's Harkness at the left point. Long shot is blocked. He banged it forward from Kai Billy's block, and that allowed Zayden Saddlemeyer to at least back check and help out. Here's Henriksen. Chips it up the boards. Going to get it to Arbery to reach for it. Arbery does find it. As here is Bo Eisner, and here now comes Harkness left side. Middle of the ice for Saddlemeyer. Saddlemeyer out in front looking for Arbery. Kind of swings and misses, and it's back the other way for the SAIT Trojans. Now Clark as Harkness gives Simpson a shove. Smart little physical play there by Harkness at the blue line. Clark will bang that one in deep as Eisner is tied up with Billy. Now down low again, the SAIT Trojans showing some ability and speed right now as they're working it below the SJHL goal line. Kai Billy, long shot from the point there, long wrist shot on off the stick of the former Moose Jaw Warrior Corey King. And Holt will hang on for the whistle. 5:39 to go in the first. I'm sorry to say that my color commentator from the last game, Mike Reagan, is not going to be here today. As I mentioned, his Flin Flon Bombers have some business to take care of. With the Melford Mustangs and the Bombers with a bit of a home and home this weekend. Should be a doozy as well. Keep an eye on that one. Olsen up the wall looking for Van Egger. Egger looking for an option. Looking now for Gavin Granger. He's in. He shoots. That one is off a stick into the corner. I'll play an interview in the first intermission that I did with Gavin Granger and Anthony Campbell, and they were pretty honest about that big rivalry with Kindersley. That's pretty fun. Speaking of Kindersley, here's Russ Demo, left side. The Calgary Flames U18 alumni. He'll play that one in deep. McLean will play it along the boards, trying to find Granger. Granger will just bang it a little bit deeper as Ewell will handle it, and SAIT will play it up the right wall. Algier trying to get it through to Butts, his former Yorkton Terriers teammate. Here is Lees. He's got Zawatsky, the shot. That was wired, but well wide. And now the other way, SAIT can come. Things open up. Zach Kane throws it into the front of the net looking for the defenseman Ewell jumping up, and it was out of his reach. Underhill into the corner as Ward took the puck first and then made Colby Bear fall over. And so no penalty on the play there. Zawatsky throws it right towards the net for McLean to handle. And the former Brock Badger of Ontario University Athletics able to hang on for the whistle. The shots are 8-7 SJHL with the advantage there. The face-off to the right of McLean. It's Joey Lees with Rylan Williams and Jai Zawatsky out there. The health of Noah Asmundson is something that the SJHL has been monitoring closely. So it's certainly not any kind of performance thing because Noah's been wonderful in this tournament, but just being cautious with him right now. So expect to see a different line combinations here in this one for Team SJHL. Asmundson, 3 goals, 5 points this tournament of the Estevan Bruins. As this one's going to be handled here by Ward. Rylan Williams looking for Josh Sale. He'll just chip this one in deep instead, Ward, as he wanted a line change with 3:35 to go in the first. Still 1-0 SJHL, and the goal by Zayden Saddlemeyer just taking advantage of a mistake by the SAIT Trojans, and a very good job of doing so. Here is Harkness inside his own zone, went off of the skate of Andrews, and he'll sweep it up to Drew Moldy. Moldy trying to get it in deep there for Sale. It's going to be played along the boards, and Hanvold will get it to the neutral zone only as far as Harkness will play it in again. Corey King behind his own net now. He's being bothered there by Josh Sale, and Sale kind of went in with his arm around King. King kind of grabbed him, and the official saw that as holding, and so SAIT's going to go to the power play as Ethan Andrews touches it up. And so with 2:53 to go in the first, SAIT with an opportunity to try to take a lead. Somebody asked me about the Flin Flon Bombers lineup. Well, they do have some pretty good depth up there in Flin Flon. I'd like to see Nathan Lalumiere come back at some point soon, but certainly they're still very good with even without Lalumiere, Arbery, Ward, and Lees. Of course, they'd love to have them all back. Nash Holmes still out as well. But Beck Bethard will draw in on the blue line for Flin Flon, my understanding is. Jacob Bauman and Ryan Ulmer and Keaton Lesperance also in the lineup for Flin Flon tonight. So you can decide who you think is taking whose spot if you want. Here's Clark. Finds his way in for the SAIT Trojans with Josh Sale in the box for holding. 2:30 to go in the first. SJ didn't do very much with their one power play in this period. See if SAIT can do more with theirs. Here's Colby Ball from the left point. He had a big shot for Melville's power play over the years. See what he looks like here as Demo is tied up with Butts. Down low, Clark looking for his options to Ball. Ball at the left half wall, the shot. A nice tip by Butts. And it's held there by Brady Holtvoet, who hangs on. 8-8 of the shots in this one. 119 or 116, pardon me, to go in the penalty to Josh Sale of the Weyburn Red Wings. 2:09 to go in the first. SJHL will play in the gold medal game tomorrow, as I said, 6 p.m. Little post-game meal after this one. Should be fun for the whole team to get together. And, of course, if you didn't know, about 2/3 of the team billeting in different households around Camrose and the local area. Rechny down low looking for Kane. Kane out the other side again now as Underhill will bang it, but it's out of the reach of Rechny, and they'll have to regroup it here as SAIT in their own zone, not getting too much going towards Brady Holtvoet. The terrific prospect of the Prince George Cougars in net for the SJHL again tonight, or today. Rechny, middle of the ice for King. Now Kane at the right point. King right to Van Egger. And Egger will take off. He's got some time. He waits and shoots. He had a beat on the top corner. Took a funny bounce right on. Egger kind of baseball swings it at Corey King, and it dribbles into the waiting arms of McLean. That was a rocket by Van Egger, but Van was kind of late in the shift, sucking wind a little bit. So not an easy opportunity there for Van Egger. Sorry that we lost the audio for a second, but I think we're back. Here is Yule 5 seconds to go in the power play for SAIT. 55 seconds to go in the first period as Briltz will play it in. Ethan Andrews working for it. He'll chip it along the boards, and they'll play that to the neutral zone as Sale's out of the box looking for that stretch pass. Sale, nice play to Moldy. Moldy out in front to Campbell. Right, nice blocker save by McLean on Campbell, who made a move to the backhand and tried to flip it up. Now Yule's going to take a penalty on Sale, but that was all made with some nifty work there between the two Weyburn Red Wings, Moldy and Sale, as the familiarity is breeding some contempt down low with Brett Butts of the Yorkton Terriers alumni out there trying to make something happen. But Moldy and Campbell and Sale, what a beautiful play that was to stretch the neutral zone by Ethan Andrews, get it up the ice, and Josh Sale with that great speed out of the box found Moldy. Moldy found Campbell, who was in tight, in alone on McLean, who made a wonderful save for SAIT. And in the end, he's able to keep it 1-0 for the SJHL, but the SJHLers back to the power play here. 31.2 seconds to go in the first period as Yule in the box for SAIT. SAIT in their whites with big red Trojan logo on their chest. SJHL looking sharp in their blues. Zawatsky to the point. Here is Sam Ward at the right point, looking for some help as Zawatsky will throw up behind him, try to avoid the linesman. And he was a little bit off balance because the linesman was in the way, and then he got pegged. But great job by Sam Ward of keeping that puck in. Zawatsky, left point to Granger. Granger to Sam Ward in the middle. Ward to the top there, finds Zawatsky looking for Lees, but the one-time pass was in his feet. 4 seconds left. Sam Ward, one-timer there, the shot, the rebound, and cleared at the last second right there by Tanner Gold. And again, Tanner's been SAIT's best defenseman in this period. He's been fantastic. The young former Battleford's North Star saved a goal from his former teammate Rylan Williams right there in tight. As the period expires, the SJHL will have 1 minute and 29 seconds of power play time to start the second period. The goal came from Zayden Sadelmeyer from Brendan Olson. That's the only assist on that one in the first period to make it 1-0 for the SJHL. The shots are 10-8 in favor of the SJHL. And we will step aside, but a very interesting first period, a little sleepy perhaps, but perhaps that's what you can expect after a busy group stage and then a noon puck drop. We'll see what this one has in store here in the final game of the group stage of the Viking Cup for both teams and for everybody, as the gold medal game is being determined, and will be determined over the next two periods. But until then, make sure you stay tuned. Here is a little piece of content I made. Van Egger of the Kindersley Clippers mic'd up from practice yesterday. Give it a listen.
My bad. Good hops there, eh? Good hops.
How are you?
Good, how are you? How are you? Boys, calm her down. Sam, did you brush your teeth this morning?
Yeah.
Like you're literally, ow!
Oh, that was huge.
They're looking a little, dude, your teeth are looking a little yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Sam Ward with another pizza. Sam Ward. Does that surprise you? No, not really. Backdoor pass. What a save! Oh! Joey, we gotta find some questions we have to ask the boys. Hey! Yeah. Oh! Oh! You're a sniper, I can tell, eh?
Oh, he's got the camera flipped now.
Oh, he's got the camera flipped. Holy. Oh! Almost took you out there. Woo. How many games have you played? 7? Oh, it's not bad. 10? You like it? Have fun? Yeah. You're a defenseman now? Oh, that's good. I like defensemen. Hey, did you like that breakout right there? Good breakout right there, hey Demo? Demo, did you like that? Yeah. Turned up the wall, boom, smacked her over.
Are you
so deceptive.
Oh,
so
look at
deceptive.
this guy, showtime.
How many goals you got this year? 0. 0? That's a lie. You're lying to me. Oh, we got it there. Little guy's got it. Oh! We're getting diced up here, boys. Over. Sam Ward with the pizza up the middle. Oh, and we have a huge tendy in net, so obviously it's not going to go in, right? That is. Not supposed to give away our secrets here, but that might be. We got a future Matthew Schaefer out here. You beauty. He's actually a beauty, eh? Stupid Lingling. Stupid Lingling. Wonder, what's your favorite kind of pizza? Pizza? Yeah, favorite kind of pizza.
Why?
We're just asking questions. No. Dude, you actually lost that, Sims. Oh. Dude, you see. Going on! It was. Dude, Joey, help me! Save me, Joey! Save me, Joey!
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe, for people at home, maybe kind of explain some of the differences you see maybe in the style of play and just sort of the lifestyle maybe of somebody who plays in the ACAC versus in the SJ.
Yeah, I mean, you come to this league like you're playing against men right away. Guys have been around for a while, maybe not working out as much or kind of the same schedules. They get a little bit bigger and bigger bodies. The hits hurt maybe a little bit more, but it's good. And then as far as lifestyle, I mean, like being a student athlete, you're just it's a different kind of busy, right? Like you're not at the rink as much, but you kind of have this stuff off the ice. But I think the SJ really prepares you for that and keeping you disciplined and ready to jump into that part of your life.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, it seems like you guys are having a great year with all those SJHL guys sort of as key pieces of it. I guess just talk about the season so far for you guys.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it's been great. We're just kind of looking in because we struggled with the second half, maybe coming out a bit slow the last few years, and with the league being, it's all about the playoffs. So we're just looking to build into that, and then obviously come out successful at the end, win our last game.
Yeah, for sure. And, 2 more questions. Thank you for your time. The Viking Cup, it's pretty cool stuff so far. It's been entertaining. It kind of comes down to this now, though. You got a point out of this one. I guess what's the mentality for you guys coming to this one? Yeah,
I mean, we came to this tournament to play meaningful games and prepare us for the end of the year and those playoffs and those championship do or die kind of games. And to have that experience right here, right now, to kind of see what we're made of at this point, I think it's pretty helpful for us later on in the year.
For sure. And then just the last question, obviously meaningful games late in the year, obviously something you got a taste of there with Fun Flan, at the end of your career. Just talk about, just playing a big game, playing a playoff game, and how much fun this is expecting. You're expecting it to be kind of today and potentially tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can beat a game at the WIT in the playoffs, but this one will be good. And obviously, the games in the playoffs get way more intense back in our league as well. So, yeah, no, this will be good. One of the most competitive games played in a while, so it'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Kane. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Well, welcome to a brand new episode of Viking Quest here on New Year's Day 2026, and I'm joined for Viking Quest by the Battleford North Stars contingent. Here for Team SJHL, it's Gavin Granger and Anthony Campbell here with me today. Happy New Year's, boys. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's really cool. First off, I'll ask you, Soups, your birthday was while you were here.
Yeah.
I guess just talk about if you get anything for your birthday, given how close it is to Christmas, and if anything kind of went down. I was trying to get the coaching staff to do something, but the Zamboni guy was kicking us off the ice. So
Yeah, no, I didn't do really much. It was a travel day for me. I left my house at like 6 a.m. to go to the airport, and got on the plane at 8 a.m. Got to Camrose at like 8:30, I think. So we're straight to practice. So, no, it was a pretty long and boring birthday. I'd say that.
yeah, well, fair enough. But hopefully your birthday present will be a gold medal.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be pretty nice. Yep. Grange, I got to ask you. Obviously, a lot of the guys in that room have championship experience, been on good teams, gone on playoff runs. But obviously, you bring in that championship in Saskatchewan U18, and you were around all sorts of talented guys in that Battleford decor over the years. I guess just talk about what you're trying to bring, as a guy who's kind of been in big games before here at this event.
Yeah, obviously won a title with the Blazers. That was probably the greatest moment of my hockey career, and obviously, every year you try and redo that, and you want to feel that same feeling again. It's pretty special, but playing in those games, you get a little nervous, and you just got to try and play your game and do your thing.
Obviously, same for you, Soups. Like so much talent on this team, and you think about trying to put together a line, and makes a lot of sense for you to be on the line with Ryland, because you guys played together, I guess, last year, even though it's not anymore this year. But I guess just talk about, the chemistry building, because it seemed like you guys were really, really flying, especially, against Czechia and against Augustana there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Williams is one of the best players in the league, and so is Zawatsky. So playing with them is really nice. Zawatsky is very, very fast, and Williams and I have had some chemistry in the past, and then it's nice to bring it back during this cup.
Yeah, and for you, Gavin, I don't know how on purpose it was or wasn't, but a lot of people talking about the fact that the D pairs are all like in division D pairs, and obviously Kindo and Battleford don't love each other usually, so you get to play with Rusty Demo, who's obviously a huge character, but I'm sure when puck drops, West Central or West Sask rivalry, you guys don't like each other too much. But just talk about playing with Russ. He's having a great tournament.
Yeah, obviously. I can't say I've ever liked the guy, to be honest. Playing against Kindersley,
Sure.
I don't have a single good
This
thing
is real
to say
talk
about
here.
him.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't have a single good thing to say about anyone on Kindersley, but we sit next to each other in the locker room. We've been chatting it up, and we bet some money on last night's game, and got some bragging rights there. But he's an unbelievable hockey player, and a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now, Soups, just tell us about the building situation, how you guys are kind of enjoying everything around the Viking Cup so far.
It's unreal, honestly. The billets take care of us so good. Like, we're treated like their own kids. I'm with Jason and Connie, and they're really nice people. And they, I can't say anything bad about them. Like, the food's great. They make sure we're fed and we're ready here on time and everything. So no, it's been really nice to come here. It's such a short notice, and then they bring us to their homes, and it's really nice for them.
Yeah, it has been terrific. And what's been the most fun thing for me is to just watch you guys play, because you guys have.
Same
as a
for
team,
us.
No. As a whole team, like the team has been absolutely so electric.
Mm-hmm.
It must be just a thrill to be out there. Gav, I gotta ask you, like, how is this happening? Like, obviously you guys are talented, but beyond that, how has it been that you guys have been able to come together so fast and find that cohesion, that chemistry?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. Everybody wants to win, and with us being older guys and experience, we know what you need to do. You go out there and you do your job, and you don't take any team lightly. You can't take any games off. It's a short tournament, and every game matters. So I think we all understand that, and we all, we're giving up our Christmas break to be here, so might as well come out and win it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess a similar question to you, Soups. Just like obviously for offensive guys, for scoring guys, getting puck touches together, shifts together, getting an understanding of where guys going to be and what the guys' tendencies are on the power play and things like that. You just need to do it together.
Yeah.
How is it that you guys have been able to make some plays? 20 goals in 3 games.
Yeah.
The scoring has been so spread out. Like, how's that happen?
It's just like Granger said. Like, we're all 20-year-olds, and we're all want to go for the cup, and then just to come out here during our Christmas break, and it's just everyone wants to win, and it's just when everyone's on the same goal, like everything just clicks, and I feel like everybody's so skilled and so fast that you could put any guy on the power play or any guy on the penalty kill, and it'd be really good.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously there's sort of defensive guys you'd think like Boston Harkness, he'll shut anybody down in the SJ, but he's a great offensive guy. Now we're seeing like Sam Ward and Ethan Andrews beat demons on the penalty kill, and you on the demon on the penalty. Like it's been really awesome that everybody's just taking whatever role I guess that they've needed to take on a night and kind of run with it. I think that's been really cool, and it does make me think too to your day job. And I think a lot of people coming into this season didn't discount maybe the North Stars, but just didn't know what you guys would be. But clearly the belief in the room has been higher, and the expectations and the standards have been higher in there than outside, I would say. So Gav, like, I guess what would you talk about how you guys have been as a team back in Battleford's found a way to really like be one of the players in this league?
Yeah, we're really happy with our group. I think we played all the top teams in the league. I think we beat everybody that we played. So we have the belief in our locker room that we're the best team in the league. We're right in the mix, and we're obviously a couple games back of some of the top teams. I think we have like 3 less games played than guys like Weyburn and stuff, but yeah, we have a lot of belief in our group, and I think we're really going to dial in for the second half and try and make a go with this thing. Yeah,
for sure. And obviously, what Nikita did last year, and watching him, like from the outside, it was like, the Stars, did rely on him a decent amount. Obviously, you had a terrific season last year too. Yeah. But you go down the list, it's like, okay, it's easy to think about who's gone and da. But I guess just the job that Wiley and Connor have done. You think about bringing in Klippenstein, bringing in Connor Walchik, like all these guys that have contributed right away. Mm-hmm. Maybe just talk about the job even the front office and Connor Logan, like a young coach, has done. To build the North Stars right back into a contender. Yeah,
you could tell right off the start that he knew what he was doing. Yeah. He brought a lot of good players, and even Klippenstein, he wasn't supposed to be. Well, he brought in the second or third game of the season, and he's been one of our best players. So, no, that they know what they're doing, and they're really trying to work for championship, and they're always asking us like what do we want, and then what should we do with the team. So which is nice, like to get some insiders from inside the team. But yeah, no, it's been really good. Obviously, like the coaching staff and the trainers and stuff. It's been unreal.
Yeah, for sure. Well, last question about the North Stars, and then one more question about the Viking Cup, and then I'll leave you guys alone. I appreciate your guys' time, Gavin. I always think about. Kind of like mentorship, and you have young players and guys that have similarities to you in different traits. And obviously, Lincoln Fisher isn't a rookie anymore. He's not a young kid anymore. He's still young though. I guess just talk about watching him develop and playing with him and trying to maybe mentor him, put your arm around him a little bit, because obviously one of the budding superstars in our league for a while, and boy, is he fun to watch. I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable hockey player. I think I've been playing with him since last year, the top 40 game in Cam. So we've been playing together for a long time. We've got chemistry. We're really good buddies off the ice and everything. But yeah, honestly, I think I've kind of learned from his game more than he's learned from mine. He's so patient with the puck, and he's an unbelievable skater, and yeah, he's really offensive. And watching him, we always joke around. I think I've kind of rubbed off on him a little bit. There's a couple times we're both below the goal line now, and that comes up on video. But yeah, he's an unbelievable hockey player, and I'm lucky to play with him.
Yeah, like the skill level for sure, and that's a fair point. Like watching you over your time, and I think that's just a part of junior hockey. As you get more comfortable, the game slows down a little bit more, blah blah blah, and then you could be a little bit more dynamic and aggressive and stuff. But I mean, I didn't think of you, I guess, as much of a riverboat gambler, like risky sometimes when you feel like you need to pick your spot, offensive type guy. But has been added to your game. So it's an interesting point that, and that's good. I mean it in a good way.
Yeah.
So I'm sure sometimes not so good, but for the most part, obviously the production speaks for itself. So I'm trying to be complimentary here is the bottom line. All right, last question for you then, guys. I'll ask you both the same question. I'll start with you, Soups. I guess what has been your favorite part of the Viking Cup so far?
I think it's just I'd say the chemistry with the team. Like one day, like it took us 30 minutes to get to know each other and build the chemistry, and then obviously it's nice to get to know new people and then play against bigger guys, older guys, and faster guys. But I think that mostly is just meeting new people. And
well, the puck is down here in the second period, and Team SJHL with a 1-0 lead off the stick of Zayden Saddlemeyer. It is 1:10 left in the penalty to Yule of SAIT as the SJHL with their second power play of the game, as Lees can't handle that one, and Joey leaves it there for Sam Ward in the neutral zone, who fans on his pass attempt but does bump it to Jai Zawatsky. Zawatsky down into the SAIT zone, into the corner. Clayton gives him a bump. They'll throw it back to the left point for Sam Ward. Ward in the middle for Gavin Granger. Now left side for Sam Ward. Far side, looking through the seam. Nice shot on by Williams and a nice save by McLean, who's made a couple good stops so far for SAIT. Ward in the shot, tried to whip it through the legs of Clayton there. The Tate Schofer was looking for a shorthanded breakaway, but both McLean and Holtvoet have been very sharp so far in this one. Here is Olsen looking for Joey Lees. Little swipe at that one, but Kistishin will pull it away. Kistishin turned it right into Brendan Olsen. Try to get it through Kistishin. Try to settle that one down. This one's going to come to the neutral zone, though, and it's off the stick of Van Egger with the penalty over now to Yule. SAIT's doing a nice job penalty killing so far today. 18:25 to go in the second period. Still 1-0 for Saskatchewan here in this one, as the SJHL looking to go 4-0 in the Viking Cup group stage and have that number one seed tomorrow. Nice feed there by Egger looking for Demo. That one's right on, and a nice right pad save again there by McLean on Russ Demo. Here's Demo at the point. He shoots. That one's off a stick into the corner. Saddlemeyer trying to dig it free against Rechny. That one's played along the boards. Now it's going to be Olsen below the goal line. He's kind of double teamed by Rechny and Kistishin, and it's going to be knocked the length of the ice as the SJHLers get kind of one good chance there on that power play off the stick of Rylan Williams, but McLean was able to make that save. It turned over, though. Here comes Campbell. Plays it behind him for Moldy. Been Campbell between the Weyburn Red Wings boys here last little bit. Pretty good series between Weyburn and Battleford's last year in the playoffs. Moldy will chase after this one to try to avoid the icing. He does it as McLean will spling that one along the boards. Allgaier bumps that one up looking for Butts, but Butts plays it right to Anthony Campbell, and Campbell will go for a skate. Try to throw that one in the middle for Moldy. Sale digging hard for it there as it's played into the wall. Austin Rechny, by the way, 03 birth year. A couple of years older than his brother Cole. Austin was a member of the Okotoks Oilers for a couple of years, as well as the GP Storm and Drumheller Dragons of the Alberta League. Henriksen to Russ Demo. He'll snap that one up, looking for Henriksen down the right side. Trying to work his way in. Nice little play there, looking for Reed Arbery. Here's Arbery in the middle of the ice. Makes a move. Arbery, and he scores! A highlight reel goal for Reed Arbery. And it's 2-0 SJHL as the Flin Flon Bombers star gets in on the act. It's his second of the tournament. And it's 2-0 SJHL, and got to save that goal for the highlight reel. That was sick, wicked, and nasty as Arbery just kind of cruised around the offensive zone, stepped around a couple white jerseys and snapped it by McLean. And Arbery, who's got 13 goals in the SJHL regular season, 28 points. That was a beauty here for the SJHL to give them a 2-0 lead. Little puck bobble down to the SJHL zone. Holtvoet will pop that one only as far as Colby Bear, who shoots. Underhill the shot. Holtvoet trying to use that big long body to shield that puck away. 6'2", 195 pounds of him out of Humboldt, Saskatchewan. Did a little get to know you graphic that I put up recently on Brady and mentioned Johnny's Bistro, delicious restaurant in Humboldt. Sure, Brady's tried every restaurant in Humboldt. Just a terrific young man. Youngest player at the whole tournament, of course, being 18. The only non-05 birth year on this SJHL team, and he's been marvelous in net for the SJHL. Two 1-1 with the Humboldt Broncos so far this season. Face-off to his right as the face-off is won by Saddlemeyer against Tate Schofer. And here's Zawatsky. Now he's got Saddlemeyer. Saddlemeyer down low to Zawatsky. Makes a little move, trying to go wide. He's being watched by his teammate literally from last year. Tate Schofer was Zawatsky. Now Saddlemeyer to the point for Eisner. Left side to Sam Ward, whose stick explodes, and then Schofer takes off. But Rechny will have to cruise in, and Schofer caught on the offside. And after Sam Ward's stick went kaboom, and there's a holding penalty. They're going to call Sam Ward on the hold here with 15:22 to go in the second period. SAIT going to their second power play. They're 0 for 1 with it. SJHL is going to go to the PK unit of Tylen Henriksen and Brendan Olson up front, with Ethan Andrews and Boston Harkness on the back end. And if you're an SJHL coach listening out there, I bet you'd just love to have Brendan Olson and Tylen Henriksen available to kill penalties for you. They built this team so well. There's so many guys that can do so many roles. That shot is on. Holtvoet with a nice glove stop right there on Kane, who, one thing we know from his SJHL career, has a torpedo of a shot. But now it's in the neutral zone, and Kane will play it back to Corey King, to Flin Flon Bombers alumni, giving and going for SAIT. That one Slay knocked in deep. Harkness bumps at it, trying to find Olsen. It falls to Kane instead. Kane out in front, but his pass was a grenade too high for Austin Rechny. Trying to dig that one forward. Austin's brother and Team Canada are going to take on Slovakia in the quarterfinal later. I'm sure the Rechny family will be tuned in. Bear trying to bump that one for Kane, but the pass was out of his reach. Holtvoet played that one as far as Arbery, but it just bounced off of his stick. King the shot. That one's over the net. Bear is tied up there with Demo. Minute to go in the power play for SAIT. Here's Bear. Now to the right point for King. Middle of the ice. He'll flip it there to Rechny. The shot. That's into the midsection under the glove, pardon me, of Holtvoet. And he's able to hang on for the whistle. And Leonard Strandberg, thank you so much for the kind words about the interviews. You can find all those across the SJHL social media network, as well as the Viking Quest episodes, which are on YouTube as well. And wherever you find your great podcasts, the SJHL media page. And no rest for the wicked. Clark and I will be back with SJHL Weekly on Monday from the studio in Regina. Ball. Shot is blocked. Nice block there by Van Egger. Here is Clark at the half wall to Billy. Back to the top for Ball. Ball. He's got Kai Billy at the right side. Billy looking for a lane. Down low to Clark. The shot. Midsection of Holtvoet. He's able to hang on with 21 seconds to go. Darren, you're right, buddy. Another huge goal there, and that was a Doozy. Make sure you tune into SJHL social media later. I'll post that goal as fast as I can because that was sweet stuff from Reed Arbery. I'm sure Mike Reagan and company can't wait to get their threesome back with Arbery, Lees, and Ward all here. Top of the injury situation to Nathan Lalumiere and Nash Holmes there in Flin Flon. But, man, is the parity crazy in the SJHL this year. Ball wins that one free, looking through the seam. The penalty to Ward about to be over. Here's Clark, the shot. A great block by Drew Moldy. Aren't really too many better penalty killers in the SJHL than Drew Moldy, and he showed it why right again right there, the Weyburn Red Wings star. Here's Briltz. Leaves it behind him. Ball trying to sail through a bunch of blue jerseys. Couldn't do it. Pass out of the reach of Josh Sale. Almost turned it over, though, did McLean, but Billy there to help him out. Billy on the spot. Ethan Andrews got 3 white jerseys around him, but competitiveness will get you far, and a great job by Ethan Andrews. Now here's Josh Sale. He's got Moldy going to the net. Looking for him, but it was deflected away. Harkness down low to Josh Sale. To Campbell, looking top cheese. And a nice arm save by McLean. Knocked that one away. He played for the Niagara Ice Dogs, did McLean, as well as the Owen Sound Attack in the Ontario Hockey League. I was talking to Zach Kane yesterday about much he misses Flin Flon and the Whitney, and just was saying he also misses the Chicken Chef. They love the Chicken Chef there, just beside the Vic Inn, of course. In the Flon, here is Tate Schofer. Looking for a lane out in front for Allgaier. Had it poked away by Sam Ward. Here's Ward. Leaves it there for Eisner. It goes between his legs, and Holtveld will just cover this one up. Bit of a sloppier game here so far today. Sometimes that's what happens when you have a noontime kind of puck drop. These guys are such creatures of routine and habit. And the later the game, the closer to a normal routine they can have, the more likely you're going to get a sharper game. Do like those 6 o'clock starts, though, that we've been having later in this tournament. And the gold medal game will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. The SJHL will be in it, and I will be calling it right here on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Long wrist shot by Rylan Williams right into the glove of McLean, and he hangs on for the whistle. 12:18 to go. My name is Jamie Neugebauer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody here at the Viking Cup has been absolutely first world class. It's been unbelievable here at the Viking Cup. The organizers, the volunteers, our hosts, they're so kind around here. Whatever you need. Lee Catcher, who's really been involved with a lot of things. Jordan Johnson, etc. Just so many people who've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this Viking Cup, and it's been awesome. Williams leaves it there to Zawatsky. That shot is off a body. Saddlemeyer looking for Williams. It bounces away from him as Jai Zawatsky goes for a little skate. Now Williams trying to bump that one down low. Chasing after it is Zawatsky. Now Tate Schofer will have it, pulled it away, and Kostishin lets it go. Here is Aiden Saddlemeyer. Saddlemeyer trying to go wide. He's got Ewell watching him as it's below the goal line, and Kostishin will try to find it in his feet. Williams in on the forecheck as Kostishin will scoot it away, and it's going to be picked up here by Carter Briltz. Now, right off the bench was Arbery, who was about to pull the trigger. Now here's Brendan Olsen out in front. That was off of the back of Peyton Kostishin. Olsen to the point. The pass was too hard there for Demo and out of his reach. And right down into the waiting arms of Holtveld. Leaves it for Demo. Left side. Touch there to Lees. Going to get some help from Brendan Olsen. Not too often you see Nippo and Hawk and a Flin Flon Bomber helping each other out, but Olsen and Lees doing it right there. Arbery to Gavin Granger. What a nice move through the neutral zone. Is Jack Kane giving him a couple hacks and whacks. And Kane will play this one up the wall, hit his old buddy there, Joey Lees, who know each other from a couple of years back. Joey was a rookie when Kane was traded to Flin Flon. Here's Arbery. They'll play it up for Lees. Lees got Olsen going back door, throws it towards the net. It's off the side of the net. Olsen out in front. trying to find Arbery. Here is Brendan Olson. Now to the corner there for Gavin Granger. Into the top here for Andrews. A quick shot on. And that one was through traffic, but a nice save by McLean. Arbery's tried to spinorama that one. Down low, Campbell along the boards looking for Ethan Andrews. Augustana awaits in the bronze medal game tomorrow. Will they face SAIT or Czechia? If things end right now, it will be the all-ACAC matchup in the bronze medal. And the SJHL will take on Team Czechia in the gold. Here is Henriksen trying to play that one as far as King. King will chip that one up to Rechny. Now Rechny to the attack down the right side. Rechny the shot. Tosay now to Brett Butts. That one's high over the net of Holt Vogt, and to the corner it goes. Harkness gives Rechny a shove. Down low to Butts, the former Yorkton Terriers. It's going to be scrummed to the line, but not out by Tylen Henriksen. Two former Yorkton Terriers teammates battling there, Butts and Henriksen, as it falls to the feet of Ethan Andrews. Now Butts to Guild as SAIT with some pressure with 9:15 to go. King at the right point. The top to Gold. Gold waits, shoots, blocked by Egger, and he wore that one, felt that one. Here is Corey King looking for a lane through Henriksen. This SJHL line needs a change big time. Rechny out in front was looking for Hunter Dagelman, and going to be picked up here by Rechny as this line continues to buzz for SAIT. The shot is on. That one's down the ice. And the SJHL level to change as Van Egger laboring coming off after blocking that shot point blank. And 5 new SJHLers come right out. Quick pass up, and Bo Eisner will go back for the SJHL. He has it behind his own net, but he's being bothered down there by Billy, who gets it out in front, but Saddlemeyer pokes to the corner. Here's Simpson. Simpson around the outside, right down to the corner there for Kostitian. He'll throw it looking for his man Billy. Out in front to Simpson, turns and shoots. Save, rebound, couple more saves, they shoot. That one blocked by Moldy, and they keep it out. Another save by Holtvogt. It's been all SAIT the last couple minutes, but Brady Holtvogt, absolutely spectacular right there for Team SJHL. And Brady continues to be absolutely fantastic in this tournament for the SJHL in the sticks. Kostitian, this shot, that's a rocket, and Holtvogt out there, and he'll hang on with 7:54 to go. And Holtvogt keeps it 2-0 in the perfectly timed officials timeout for the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League, as SAIT was really coming, but able to hang on, and now we have the officials timeout. The shots are now 19-16 in favor of SAIT. Goals in this game from Reed Arbery and Zayden Saddlemeyer to UPL division rivals, as their teams will play each other tonight in Flin Flon. The lovely Whitney Forum will be the host of that game between Melfort and Flin Flon tonight. And, of course, Melville is in Yorkton for a just as, if not more, intense rivalry, Highway 10 rivalry at Westland Arena in Yorkton. Tomorrow, big slate of games. 4 games. Weyburn is in Estevan for the Highway 39 clash. Estevan will be without their coach as well as 3 players. Weyburn without Sale and Moldy. And Yorkton will be in Warman to take on the Wolverines, the one team in this the SJHL that doesn't have a player here. Flin Flon still yet to lose in the Whitney Forum this season. They are 13-0 as Bion Hockey there, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, points out. Undefeated at the Whitney Forum this year, which is pretty impressive. Sure Trevor Blevins and the crew would love to change that. The Mustangs. Been fun to hang out with the Melfort Mustangs scouting guru Rick Oakes, who's the GM of this SJHL team here at this event, the Moose Jaw native. McLean knocks that one in deep. Kostitian up the boards. Tell you, there's a big-time, healthy respect and rivalry between Trevor Blevins and Mike Reagan. Not sure I've seen a trade between Melfort and Flin Flon in my time. I'm sure someone will point one out. But anyways, Schofer the shot on. That was a nice save as the SJHLer is a little bit asleep right now. And Holtvogt forced into another good save, that time off of Tate Schofer. Former Regina Pack Canadian. Here is Colby Ball in. He shoots, he scores. Holtholt got a piece of that. Nobody moving their feet, nobody getting in the way of Colby Ball on the SJHL, and the former Melville Millionaire puts it home, and it's 2-1 now. As Holtvoet was kind of hung out to dry a little bit there, and a nice power move by the defenseman, Colby Ball. Gets SAIT on the board, breaks the shutout bid. And so it's 2-1. Colby Ball with 3 goals, 8 points in 12 games for SAIT in the ACAC this year. Here's the chance for the SJHL right off the hop. Harkness hits the post. And that would have been quite the response as Boston Harkness with a rocket from the right slot, but just hit the iron. Andrews left point, misses the net on purpose. Olsen looking for a nice tuck. Down low, it's Campbell. Half wall to Egger. Long shot through traffic. It's off the foot of Ewell, and he'll hit Clayton. Now Colby Bears. He tries to step through Egger. Now kicked down the ice by Ethan Andrews, playing a little soccer right there. Colby Ball with 12 goals, 37 points in his last year with Melville in 23-24. So, he can score. 2-on-1 now, though, for SAIT. Kane, great defensive play by Harkness. Took that 2-on-1 away. And now it goes the other way again. Saddlemeyer, inside out, dances that one, but Gold knocks him off with Thunder. You see Tanner Gold, boy, is he a solid, steady contributor to this team, just like he was for Battleford. Ethan Andrews down low for Saddlemeyer. And it's going to be picked up by Corey King up the left wall. Bear bumps that one to Henriksen, now looking for Saddlemeyer. Now Henriksen, left side. He's got an option out in front. It was Reed Arbery. Arbery to the top. Now to Bo Eisner. Eisner stepping in. Eisner makes a move, and King knocks him off the puck at the last second. 5:18 to go in the second period. It's going to have been a period of each team taking their turn, having lots of time in the offensive zone. Ward now gives and goes with Bo Eisner. He's got Josh Sale through the middle, but that pass had too much mustard on it. And Bo Eisner looking to the heavens after that one. 5:01 to go in the second period. What a great play there. You said it, be owned by Boston Harkness on a 2-on-1 with Corey King involved, and he just dove and took it away. There was a chance on in the end back door by Zach Kane, but a nice right pad save by Holtvoet kept it out. Face-off won by SAIT as Butts will pick it up in the corner, looking for Kostitian, but Sale pokes it by him. Boy, is the pace of Josh Sale been so evident throughout this whole event. He has just been outstanding for Team SJHL from start to finish. This one down the ice, Colby Ball being watched by Moldy, the Moose Jaw native, Eisner plays that one up to Moldy. He's got Joey Lees behind him. Lees the shot. And we know Joey's got a bullet, but that was a nice save in the end. And it's held by McLean, who hangs on. Jay Crockett, thank you very much, my friend. The best. Going to get in trouble for this, but oh well. I think by my money, there are many good PA announcers in the SJHL, but there's none better than Jay Crockett, the in-arena guy for the Battleford North Stars. He listened to the likes of Austin Mattis and Marty Martinson for years, among others, of course. So he's heard some really good broadcasters. To deal with me when the Notre Dame Hounds were in town, sitting right beside him, being sad or happy, I guess, depending on the occasion. Here is Clayton. Long shot on. That one's off the blocker and knocked away. Here is Joey Lees. I got a story about that Beyond hockey. I'll tell you about it next time I get a whistle here. Clayton plays it along. Hanvold now left side for SAIT. Trojans have been the better team here in the second period, but Brady Holtvoet has kept it a 2-1 lead. But here's the SJ on a 2-on-1. Zawatsky, toe drag, backdoor for Campbell, and Simpson tied him up just at the opportune moment. Inopportune if you're an SJ fan, and it stays 2-1. Williams, the shot, off the post. That looked like it hit the middle bar, but the referee probably had a better angle than me. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. That one's on and knocked away by Demo. Maybe someone watching at home can tell me if they thought that was middle bar or if hit the post. But that was really close for Ryland Williams. As we take a look at it here, a little toe drag. There was a play back door that was knocked off, but it's going to be a power play here off of the delay of game penalty to Russ Demo for SAIT. So SAIT to their third power play. Tara Lee Dubnik listening from Yorkton. Thank you for tuning in. Long one-timer there by Kane, and he had hold vote moving, but he just missed the far post. Bear out the other side for Rechny. Rechny, left point for King. Corey King, right side for Zach Kane. Top for King. They just patiently work it around. Rechny now stepping up. Waits, throws it out in front, looking there for Underhill. Nobody was home. Kane now at the top. He's looking for a lane. He's being watched by Reed Arbery. Corey King waits. Left side for Kane, the shot. That one's knocked away, and Bear will chip it to the line. Zach Kane, half wall to Colby Bear. Back to Kane again. They give and go. Little give and go there between those two. Colby Bear out there, the former Battlefords North Star champion with the SJHL. Long wrist shot on. That one's off the top of the net. Played with that team with Kean Bell and Alex Isaac and Josh Kotai, of course, with the Battlefords North Stars in 2023 Centennial Cup final against the Brooks Bandits. In Portage, Manitoba. Here is Kai Billy. Knocks that one in deep. Eisner bangs it along the boards. It'll work around. 40 seconds to go in this 8 power play. Kane in the middle looking for Kai Billy. Here is Billy. He'll look for an option. He shoots. That's off a body. Little swing at that one by Eisner. Henriksen digging for it. 2-1, SJ leading it. 25 seconds to go in the power play. 1:45 to go in the second period. Simpson to Bear. Bear looking for an option. He shoots. Tried to get through a lot of bodies there. Didn't really have an angle, and in the end it hit the backside of a shot blocker and knocked down the ice with 5 seconds to go in this third SAIT power play. They're now 0 for 3. There was one area the SJHL was struggling a little bit, was the penalty kill, but they kill it. They've given up 3 power play goals against on 8 opportunities coming into this game to the SJHL penalty killers. Here's Clark, middle of the ice. Little touch there by Harkness. Little bouncing puck there for Kai Billy with the penalty over. Minute to go in the second. The SJHL would dearly love to end this period with the lead, as they've been second best for the most part here in this period. Here's Colby Ball looking for an option. Bad angle shot. That one knocked away by Holtvoet. Goes to the line. Moldy trying to touch it by Brett Butts there, but did get it out of the zone at least, as he's going to extricate himself. Ethan Andrews, quick pass up looking for Josh Sale. McLean has to be careful. He did play it away from Sale, and it did go to Carter Briltz. Allgaier into the zone. Bad angle shot. That one's off of the endwards, and Zawatsky will chop at it, and he finds Ryland Williams. Ryland Williams to Zawatsky. Nice little move there. Boy, does Jai got some moves, and he's been silky. Saddlemeyer. Zawatsky the shot. That one's a blocker save. Back to the left point. Andrews, the tip. Rebound on. What a stop by McLean on Jai Zawatsky there, as his teammate Briltz, former teammate with Yorkton, gives him a hug right away. After that one, that was a brilliant save in net there for McLean. Andrew McLean with a 10-bell save on Jai Zawatsky. Pulled it to his forehand and able to stonewall the Yorkton superstar. 3.7 to go here in the period, as the SJHL does find a way to hang on and have a 2-1 lead as we head to the third period. The goals in this game In the first period, it was Zayden Saddlemeyer, his third of the tournament, to give the SJHL a 1-0 lead. Reed Arbery with a gorgeous one here in the second to make it 2-0, but then the former Melville millionaire Colby Ball with the goal to make it 2-1. And we have an interesting one going to the third period here on the final day of the group stage of the Viking Cup. I'm Jamie Neugebauer. We will take the break. 2-1 SJHL as we head to the third period here from Encana Arena. And with that, I will play my Viking Quest episode with Zayden Saddlemeyer. Give it a listen. All right. So welcome back to Viking Quest. Here is the SJHL U20 All-Stars or U21 All-Stars, whatever we're calling ourselves, gets set to take on Team Czechia a little bit later tonight, but I'm joined by one of the star forwards for the Melfort Mustangs, one of the star forwards for Team SJHL here at the Viking Cup presented by VADERSTAD. It's Zayden Saddlemeyer from Buena Vista, Saskatchewan. Buena Vista? How do you say?
Well, if you want to get fancy, you could say Buena Vista, but yeah, just Buena Vista.
Buena Vista. Well, we were trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out how you're supposed to say it. I did not expect it. I made a video earlier, I guess yesterday, where the guys said their last names, their names, and where they're from, and you said where you're from, and I was like, I did not expect Buena Vista to be Buena Vista. Anyways, there you go. I'm not from Saskatchewan, so there's my excuse. Can I ask you so far, how are you enjoying the Viking Cup experience?
Oh, it's been fantastic, honestly. Like, what an honor to be invited to this tournament, and it's been a great group of guys so far. We're getting along well, we're gelling, we're clicking, and obviously it showed in the first game there. Yeah,
it was really impressive stuff. Just take me back to that one quickly, too. Obviously, a 6-2 win over Midland University. I guess, was it, to what degree, and I'm sure it was both, but to what degree was it, you guys trying to focus on playing your game, and to what degree was it trying to figure out, what the opposition might look like?
I mean, we watched a little bit of video and stuff like that, but really in these sorts of tournaments, we just want to focus on our game. We want to be hard, be heavy, be fast, and score early and often, right? And I think that's really what happened yesterday, and I feel like we set the tone early, and it set the tone for the whole game.
Yeah, obviously it showed, and maybe except for 5 minutes, maybe to start the second period, you guys had lots of energy. Was it a thing too where you guys think like, you're on that bus for that long time and you shake off that rust? Do you feel like maybe like you feel better today, or do you feel better yesterday?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna just keep getting better and better as the tournament goes on, and I personally definitely feel better today as well. So yeah, it was nice to get one practice under our belt the first day, and then one game yesterday, and it went well. So yeah, we're really excited for this game tonight.
For sure. So maybe tell the people out there what you did right before coming to the Vikings.
Yeah, so I had family vacation in Mexico, and they actually come home today. So I came home a couple days early, got home off my plane at 3:30 a.m., and then met the bus at 8 a.m. the next morning. So it was a bit of a grind, but we made it.
There you go. If there's any college scouts, D1s, U Sports, whatever, listening to this, there is character and commitment personified right there in Zayden Saddlemeyer. And you know what? I've said this to Blevs. I've said this to a lot of people. Just being around the Mustangs as much as I was last year during the playoffs, and then obviously more so in the finals, and even the year before. I don't think you were there the year before, but just the type of human beings, I guess, that Blevins seems to target. Is it a thing where there's sort of a leadership group that really keeps guys in line, or is it that Blevins really kind of makes sure he's like, we're only picking certain types of humans, or how does it kind of happen that just sort of like and everybody's great in this league, and I'm just saying, like, it seems like it's just like to a man, everybody wearing that Mustangs jersey always seems to be super high character.
I mean, I definitely got to give credit to Blevs for bringing in the right guys, but yeah, it's just our culture in the locker room, right? It's how we conduct ourselves every single day. It's how we treat others, and I feel like it really reflects on the ice as well. Like, as you can tell, the past 2 years, obviously I wasn't there the first year, but yeah, as you can tell, last year, like, it was the best group of guys ever. Everyone's friends with everyone's, and yeah, it just comes back to that culture piece and everyone buying in for sure. Yeah.
Now, obviously, 2 years. Again, you weren't there a couple years ago, but 2 years in a row where you make long runs, go to the Centennial Cup, unfortunately lose in the finals,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
certainly in both situations. And I know the score against Calgary, didn't look great, but like you guys had beaten them, and I know that we're as good of a team as them and could have beaten them again. But do you feel like there was maybe a little sense of fatigue or something to start this year in Melfort? That obviously the season's long from over, long way to go, and obviously anybody who doubts Trevor Blevin's Melfort Mustangs team is insane.
Yeah.
But I guess sort of, how do I put it diplomatically? To what would you kind of put the kind of slow start that you guys kind of have had?
I don't know. I feel like it's just finding the right pieces a little bit and just getting everyone on the same page, right? Like it's not easy, and to go back to back, it's a lot of hard work. So yeah, we just we got to get back to it and stick with our game, right? And I feel like this year, every single game, we're right there, we're right in it. But we just got to find that extra step to start winning some more games here. But I truly believe that we will, and yeah, you can never count Blevs out.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
obviously, Bo is so good yesterday. You got him, like you got Unger, you got all these veteran guys. Obviously, don't even get on the list, but and obviously terrific goalies. Kaysen was unbelievable at the Western All Stars
Yep.
thing as well, and we all know how good Madden can be as well. So it's got all the pieces. So nobody should doubt Melfort.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I truly believe we'll be there again. Yeah, we will be there again.
And then everybody also says, and the last thing I'll say about this is, nobody, be it a 1, 2nd, 3rd seed, whatever it is, they do not want to see the Melfort Mustangs in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, they do not. Like, I'm just telling you right now. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of, makes you feel a little bit taller. But that's just the truth. But, I got to ask you too, and don't take too much of your time here this sort of afternoon before you take on Team Czechia. But, obviously everybody in Canada grows up watching the World Juniors and kind of, to some degree, this team is representing Canada today. At the same time, obviously, the World Juniors will be playing Denmark.
Yeah.
But you guys will play Czechia at the same time. So, talk about maybe the feeling of, representing the country.
Honestly, yeah, it's just such an honor. And this tournament has been fantastic to host. Everyone that put this together, I'll thank, because it's just been fantastic. It's been an awesome opportunity so far. Like I said, great group of guys. We're coming together. Yeah. And yeah, to play a team like Czechia is just, it's crazy, right? Like I never really thought I'd be playing a team like Czechia in a tournament like this, but it's just been a fantastic experience, and yeah, I'm loving every minute of it so far. It's gonna be a great game tonight.
It's a cool way to be. Just a couple more questions. Again, obviously Saskatchewan boy, went away to the Alberta League, came back. I guess just what went into kind of your junior path so far?
Yeah, like coming out of midget, had a couple offers, but I truly believe that Fort Mac was the best opportunity for me. And I mean, it was a great year, and I had a lot of fun, learned a lot. But personally, it wasn't the best year for me, right, production-wise and stuff like that. But then getting that trade in the summer, I was a little bit iffy about it, just because you never know what's going on with trades. But Melfort was actually still on their run when I got traded, so that definitely helped. And I feel like, you just go to the new team with an open mind, and they all had very open arms and welcomed me so fantastic. And after the first week, I knew that it was home. Yeah, so ever since, I'll never leave Melfort, and I truly love it there. Yeah, I really do.
That's good. Good to hear. Obviously, the SJ was something that you were aware of too, I'm sure, but kind of in the Regina radius. You played Pat C's.
I did, yeah.
U18, obviously great organization there. Obviously coming off of the Telus Cup now, and I'm sure people are proud of that, and and everything with Maddox Schultz and everything. It's pretty big deal. But obviously it's a situation too where you knew the SJ growing up, and so I guess what was maybe your perception of it, and I guess what did you think of it as an option?
I mean, yeah, it was a great option. I was lucky enough to get drafted by Melville there in the 3rd round, and just never really, the cards didn't quite work out to go there, but obviously I'm very happy and proud to be in the SJ nowadays, and I love it, right? It's a fantastic league, and I feel like sometimes some people will maybe count us out, but there's no way you can ever count out the SJHL. It's the best league I've played in, for sure.
Well, if anyone's counting you out, go back and watch the tape from yesterday.
Yep, there you go.
Boy, what an advertisement for the league. And yes, like the other team didn't play as well as I'm sure as they would like, but at the same coin, I think you guys forced them in a lot of ways. And those are guys that are 1, 2, 3, 4 years older than you guys. So, pretty cool. Okay, last question then for you, Zayden. Just talk about, the group of guys in the room there for Team SJHL, because, you bring a bunch of guys together, and,
you're competitors. You guys battle every night, and it's not always friendly.
Yeah.
Obviously Melford and Flin Flon guys.
Oh yeah.
That's never a friendly thing, and obviously you guys just went toe to toe in a very emotional. I know it only went 5 games, but it was a real war with Weyburn in the finals last year. So now you look across the way, and Josh Sale and Drew Moldy are sitting right there. I guess just talk about coming together as a team, because it seems like you guys have done that just ridiculously fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little bit weird. I'll say that it's a little strange with especially the Flin Flon guys and the Weyburn guys for sure, because those are rivals throughout the year. And after this week's over, we're gonna go home and battle hard and hate each other again, right? But no, we all have one goal in common here, and I feel like we're really gonna stick to that. And it's just been fantastic. Everyone's very friendly, very nice. Yeah, I just can't speak enough of how good this group has been so far. And we're only going to get closer over this week, so it's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this isn't everything. You can't read into what happens on a bus necessarily, but within I feel like an hour of the bus trip, leaving from where we were in Saskatchewan, you guys were playing cards, you guys were jammed together at the back of the bus. Like honestly, teams that I've been a part of, and obviously you recently and over your life been part of championship teams that win. That's what it's like. It's like that closest. People want to be together, want to be in the same space and doing things together. So this team wants to do things together and be together, and they've showed how good they are on the ice and together now. So it's super fun. Xavier, thank you so much for your time. You did an awesome job with this, and good luck the rest of the
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.
Welcome to an all-new episode of SJHL Insider. Thanks so much for joining us, and it is the last episode of SJHL Insider for the 2022-2023 SJHL.
Now to our interview here with Commissioner of the SJHL, Kyle McIntyre. Kyle, it's time for the mid-season report. We always love the mid-season catch-up with you. First off, how's it going where you are, weather-wise? Are you surviving? Are you under 10 feet of snow? Where are we at with you?
Well, yesterday, guys, as I was telling you, it was +6 for most of the day in Swift Current. Water was running down the street, but we knew at some point we're going to have to pay the piper. And then at about 5:30, we got probably one of the most vicious blizzards that we've seen here in a couple of years. And so most of the morning, the commissioner was out shoveling his driveway and his sidewalks and blowing the neighbors' walks as well. So we ended up probably with about 2.5, 3 feet of snow here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like the perfect situation for chaos, because midday yesterday, you and I and in our group chat with Jacob, Faith, and Nugsy, we were kind of like, hey, what's it like there? Is it snowing? What do you got? Is it windy? No, it's just raining and wet, which of course in Saskatchewan means all you're going to have is slippery roads for the next couple of weeks, because it's just laying a foundation of ice for this blizzard. Anyways, hoping, Kyle, I don't know if you've heard anything about weather-related travel issues coming up this weekend. Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody gets their games in. But it's the final weekend before the Christmas break. And Kyle, one thing that everyone I've talked to in the last few weeks is bringing up is the parity in this league this year. From first place to, I'm going to go all the way to 10th place.
Warman
it just
was
seems
up
crazy.
4-1 on Weyburn.
Yeah, the 12th place
12th
team.
and one. Like,
it just seems this year. Now, you've been around for, is this your 4th season now?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
This is your 4th season now. Every year we've talked about this in some form, but this year feels different. What can you tell me about how you feel about the parity this year?
And why? Like, why do you think that is?
Well, it's really incredible, because we always talk about the parity in the SJHL. We talk about the 200-foot game. We talk about how any given team can beat any team on any given night. But believe it or not, it's even closer this year than it has been previously years. Like in your interlude, your discussion that you had before me, I mean, look at first, look at 10th. There's 10 points difference. And, you go on a bit of a skid, you drop 2 or 3 games in a row, you can be all of a sudden you're in first and all of a sudden you're down in 6th or 7th. So really we have a real strong competitive balance. And I think that it can be attributed to a few things. I think that we have great coaching here in the SJHL. We got a lot of guys who are working hard to develop very good programs for kids, and we got a real good talent base. And happy to say that a large portion of that is from Western Canada. And so a lot of those kids from the West, and in particular from Saskatchewan, they know how to play to win. They know how to play the 200-foot game. And so I think we're seeing super competitive games. And it is really hard to fathom that we're almost halfway through the schedule.
Oh, geez, yeah,
it's incredible how quickly it's gone by, and really, we have no true juggernauts in the league this year. And when you look at the standings on the website, I check them daily. I look at the winning percentage all the time. I look at the goal differentials, and a lot of those things are extremely close. And so, great for our fans, great for you media folks. Maybe not so good for our coaches who might be losing hair or having some heart issues.
Right. We'll get to that in a moment. I'll ask you about that in a little bit. But I think when you say no true juggernauts, I think that's a positive statement, though, I would say, because it means everybody has a chance right now in a positive way. Nugsy texted me yesterday and said 5 of the top 6 teams right now are 7-3 in their last 10 games. It's like, holy, like, everybody, like, it's spread out, and it's really, really interesting. And I think the biggest thing for the parity, Kyle, compared to the last couple of years, like you said, we've had in this league a team that's maybe on its own level, and then everybody else underneath. We think of the super studded Battleford's teams. Flin Flon a couple of years ago went on that massive winning streak. Melfort last year was just beating everybody. Right. We don't have necessarily a team like that yet. Do you think we could see one, though, in the second half?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't, just when I think a team is going to separate itself from the rest of the pack, you go and watch a game, and it's kind of like, well, what team is that? That's not the team I've been watching for the last 10 games. And so, I've watched Weyburn. I thought the start of the year they're really going to establish themselves. And then Jacob and I went to a game in Weyburn, and they played Melville. And Doug Johnson and the Millionaires took away the middle of the ice and upset them at home ice, and then you look at, you think, okay, well, Weyburn is on a roll again. Then they go up to the Battlefords, and where did this come from? And then the other night, Yorkton, like, every team has some firepower, and it's junior hockey. And so these are kids. And so you're not going to have a consistent effort every single night. So you really can't look at what you think is going to happen on paper, because you never know. As you always say, Clark, it's a league of opportunity, and kids step up into different roles, or kids get on a hot streak. And when you look at overall athlete development, like, usually the thing that you have to do when you're an athlete is you have to manage your expectations. You have to manage your performance, because we're not always elite every single night, right, as athletes and as people. And I think, again, we're seeing that in the league. So we're seeing a team that you think might establish some dominance get knocked off by a team that might be a little bit hungrier, or might be a little healthier, or might be getting some bounces. And so there's all kinds of factors. But what it really creates is outstanding rivalries and outstanding games for our fans and for our communities.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue to what I was going to talk about next. I think what that also leads to is really solid attendance numbers, because there's a lot of interest right now. Every night, every night is leading to a possible great game. And how have the attendance numbers from what you've seen, Kyle, reflected that?
They're pretty good, Clark. I mean, we're down just slightly from last year. Like, last year at this time, we're averaging about 787 fans per game, and that included, having a community in Notre Dame that didn't always draw great for us. Right now, we're at about 777, so just down slightly, but still some outstanding numbers. Like even Warman, for example, they're averaging over 700 fans per game. So I've been to Warman on a Friday night, I've been there on a Saturday night, I've been there on a Tuesday night. Which of those three do you think they had the best crowd?
Well, this seems like a trick question. I'm going to say Tuesday.
Well, folks, third period action, tense game. See, Brady Holtvoet has been the SJHL's best player so far in this one, with honorable mention to Jai Zawatsky and Zayden Saddlemeyer for sure. But maybe for the first time in this tournament, Drew Kosher maybe had some words of inspiration needed in that intermission because that was not a terrific period for the SJHL. Of course, hard to blame kids too much when you know you're in the gold medal game anyways. And it's also a noon game, and these guys have worked really, really hard over this week. So a couple things in mind, but we'll see if there's any kind of adjustment. SJHL playing with 11 forwards due to a apparent injury to Noah Asmundsson as well. My understanding is if this game was some sort of medal game, he maybe could have played, but anyways, there you go. Beyond hockey, you asked me about Joey Lees. I'll tell you that story here in a minute. I keep promising. I'm sorry. Simpson chips it into the corner for Clark for SAIT. They continue their pressure. Trying to dig that one away as demo when it's held by Holtvoet. With 32 seconds gone in the third period. So Joey wears glasses is the truth, and he does when he's walking around, and he needs them. He used to wear contacts while he played. But Mike Reagan and Joey himself, too, kept saying, hey, I can't hit the net. I have a hard time hitting the net. He was a great player in all these different ways, but just to get a chance, he'd miss the net. So this year he decided to play without glasses or contact. So it's a little blurry out there for Joey. But he scored at will for Flin Flon. So kind of half blind, but 16 goals. And that is a career high by a lot for Joey already, and he's going to keep piling it in. So there's your story. I think he's telling the truth. I've tried to push him. Are you like, are you serious? Are you serious? But yeah, Joey says that's the truth. So there's your answer, Bione. He took off his glasses, took off his contacts. The puck is a little bit of a blur to him, but you know what? He's scoring, so who cares? Here is Kai Billy, the backhand. That's off the back of the net. Egger watching his man closely, but SAIT continues the pressure. Ewell, the shot into traffic. It falls in the crease. Egger just plays it to Holtvoet, and he hangs on for the whistle. Shots 25 all. And SAIT, you know, playing for their lives. The SJHL not really playing for anything. That has to also kind of figure in. These are human beings, of course, we're talking about here. Thank you so much for tuning in, by the way, throughout the week. Whoever's been tuning in, everybody's been extremely kind about the work that we've been doing as a team with the IKS Media and saying how they love the shows and the work we've been putting in. And got to credit my co-director Clark and Commissioner Kyle McIntyre for guiding the board to invest in us. And of course, my boss at IKS Media, Paul Drouin, deciding to get on board as well with the SJHL as a partnership, and it's just all been awesome. Obviously, sad time with our good friend Jacob Faith, the director of marketing, moving on to the University of Regina for a job there, but he did a great job too. Colby Bear, the shot. That was a great save by Holtvoet as that puck was pulled out of the pile on the half wall, and Colby Bear forced a great save from young Brady Holtvoet. Humboldt native playing for his hometown Broncos. I'm sure Brady grew up watching Humboldt play, and even his coach now, Braden Klamosko, who played there. Here's Saddlemeyer. Next goal, so huge in this game. Olsen, the shot, still hasn't scored a goal in this tournament despite the fact he has 5 assists. The terrific winger for the Nipawin Hawks. Here's Zach Kane. He's got Underhill going to the net, intercepted by his old teammate, Boston Harkness. Said that a lot so far today, haven't I? Tony Campbell trying to deal with that one. So, yeah, if you know Jacob, send him a message. Tell him to reconsider. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you can. I wouldn't say no. Here is Sam Ward. He wires it right on. Kicked away there by McLean, who, by the way, has made some 10-bell saves for SAIT as well. Chauffeur out in front for Briltz, 2 former Weyburn Red Wings teammates there. Moldy and Briltz getting all tangled. Here's ball at the left point. Looking for a lane. He shoots. That's off a leg. Sweating's at that one is Ward. Chauffeur pokes it away from Sale, and it's going to be pulled away. And Drew Moldy bothering his man there, Ball, who's got the goal for SAIT. 16:45 to go in the third. Still 2-1. The SJHL leads it. Swing at that one. Gets enough of contact, at least to foul the ball off for Bo Eisner, and it's down into the SAIT zone. McLean with Zawatsky reading that one on the forecheck, but got enough mustard away from Jai Zawatsky, and it's out to the neutral zone. Here comes Chauffeur. He'll chip that one in. Another former Regina Pack Canadian. This one's going to be played along the wall. Alumni, I should say. Now Joey Lees finds it in his feet. Lees one-on-one with King. Two former Flin Flon Bombers going at it there. Granger looking, waiting, thinking, shooting. Blocker save there by McLean. It goes to the half wall for Allgaier. Out to the neutral zone it goes. It's going to go down the ice, and Granger will watch it go for the icing. Shannon Chauffeur tuning in, cheering on from Regina. Couple ex-Terriers on SAIT. That is correct. You got Briltz, you got Chauffeur, you got Butts, you got Allgaier. Guys recruited by either Matt Hare or Emery Lawson and their crews. Can't underestimate the Terriers this year, tell you that much. Zawatsky and Chauffeur teammates on Yorkton over the last number of years. This one's out in front. Zawatsky trying to corkscrew his way to get that puck in. The side of the net, it was loose waiting for him. But did not find a way, and you worry about a guy's ankle in that situation. But looks like Jai's all right. Great chance there for Jai Zawatsky, who's been the SJHL's best skater tonight, I would wager. Henriksen bumps it to Rye Williams. Williams to Harkness. He's got Henriksen going to the net. Another Yorkton Terrier, the captain, in fact. Ethan Andrews. Down low, little snap job out in front. McLean just got enough of it with Arbery leaking. Here is Butts through the neutral zone. Looking there for Dagelman. He kind of chips at that one, and it dribbles just wide of the net. Harkness and Butts all tangled up. Harkness down low. Does dig it free. Two former Viterra/Bungie division rivals there battling, Butts and Harkness. This one's going to be picked up by Allgaier. Throws that one off of Ethan Andrews. It's going to dribble right into Holtvoet. And he hangs on for the whistle. You're right, Darren's very sad. Jacob Faith did an unbelievable job for our league. Incredible guy. And also just got engaged. So big life moves for Jacob Faith. Moved in with his now fiance. And just a wonderful dude. Poured his heart and soul to this league since he got hired in 2022 as an employee. He was an intern the year before that. But everybody around the league, of course, came to love Jacob. Face-off won by SAIT, but pulled away, and Sam Ward pops it up for his Flin Flon teammate Arbery. Ewell try to spin that one back. Down low it goes for Kostitian. 14:35 to go in the third period. The SJHL trying to hold on and take a 4-0 record into the gold medal game tomorrow. Billy jumps the route on Sam Ward right there. Billy gives a bump there, and Sam Ward gives him a tiny little bit of a bump. And they're going to call a penalty for a cross-check on Sam Ward here. So the SJHL to the PK again. Their PK has been pretty good today. SAIT 0 for 3. And Ward gave Billy a tiny little push there, and Billy went down like a sack of potatoes. There's actually 13, Kyle, SJHL alumni. I was wrong about one who's, I don't believe, in the lineup today, Brady Stang, who played 6 games for L'Orange as well. So there's actually 13 SJHL alumni on this SAIT team. Here is King. Gets it down low. King at the left point, being watched by Moldy. Moldy and Egger, the Kenna penalty killers up front for the SJHL. Demo and Granger at the blue line. Egger, who's just been wearing pucks all tournament, blocks another one. He's got about 3 shot blocks just by himself today and knocks that one down the ice. I agree, Kyle. Didn't love that call. Anyways, here comes Colby Bear down into the corner. Russ Demo gives him a shove. Henriksen out there now to watch as well with Brendan Olsen. Talk about these two guys killing, pardon me, that's Anthony Campbell. Talk about these two guys killing penalties, though. Dangerous fellows, both offensively and defensively, Olsen and Campbell. Granger goes off. The SJHL changes most of their killers. Van Egger, who's just as much of a goalie in this game as Holtvoet. He's been blocking shots like wild. Here is Rechny. He'll chip that one into the corner. Out the other side it goes. Bear being watched by Ethan Andrews into the corner. It goes for Underhill. Now the right half wall for Corey King with 50 seconds to go in the penalty to Ward. Bear to the top for Zach Kane at the right point. Now Rechny in the middle. Off the post. And Andrews with quick mitts wires it down the ice. Both teams with a post now in this one. I think the SJHL has two. Here is Corey King. Has to go off the stick of Granger. Arbery trying to dig for it, and it's going to be chipped in. The SAIT Trojans playing for their gold medal lives. The SJHL already knows they're in the gold. Ethan Andrews will just wing this one down the ice, and McLean will play it only as far as Arbery. He's just going to eat this puck to try to kill seconds. And Flin Flon, very good penalty-killing team, and Arbery, big reason why. This one knocked down the ice. I think it kind of nicked off the linesman. That'll do it for the fourth SAIT power play. They're 0 for 4 with the peeper. SJ doing a wonderful job killing penalties in this game. Here is Billy. He'll chip it in. Leaves it to Butts. Down to the corner, looking to get it by Bo Eisner. Not an easy thing to do. Demo there to help out. Does get it up around the other side as Arbery, late at the end of a shift, just kind of swings at it and he misses it. Great defensive play by Russ Demo, who has just been terrific all tournament. He knocks that one away. Big hit by Reed Arbery right there. That's how they like it at the Whitney Forum in Flin Flon. You don't hold up Mr. Arbery, also from northern BC, where they don't mind the rough stuff either. And that was a big hit by Arbery right there. Here's Billy. Turns it up. The shot is off a leg, and it goes to the corner. Clayton being watched with Lees there watching him. Yule with 11:25 to go in the third period. Yule turns it over to Sale. Joey Lees just in, and they call it offside with 11:22 to go. Dion Hockey clearly likes the Bombers, and Mr. Reed with a big hit there just inside the SJHL zone. 11:22 to go in the third period. 2-1 the score. The SJHL leads it. Goals from Saddlemeyer and Arbery have the SJHL ahead 2-1. Allgaier sends that one to Schofer. Icing negated. Schofer giving a little bump. Sale leaves that one. Allgaier out in front. Briltz trying to find it in his feet. Campbell will bump it to Drew Moldy, and he'll take off. Gets it to the neutral zone and just into the SAIT zone. Yule's pass is too heavy for Kostitian as Sale has that one poked away from him by Kostitian, and here comes Briltz. Josh Sale now comes up with it. Sale fans on his pass attempt. Now Yule will take off. Here is Yule, 2-on-1. Well defended by Ethan Andrews. He throws a hard check. It's chipped to the neutral zone by Sale, who wants a line change. 10:28 to go in the third period. 2-1. What a tense hockey game this has been. Harkness has been out there at dog's age. He's sucking wind. Has below the goal line now, Boston does. He'll leave it for Andrews. Terrific job by Andrews on this shift. But he turns it over. That one's out in front. Underhill giving a shove. Here comes Briltz to the point for King. Keeps it in the shot. That one's over the net. SJHL badly needs a line change. Underhill throws it out in front. It's off a leg. Bear turns and shoots. Gold trying to get that out in front. Big pile up at the side of the net. Andrews has lost his twig now. Olsen will poke at it. SJHL desperately needs a line change as Bear hanging on to Olsen's stick. This one's off a leg. Egger will come up with it. Bangs it off the glass. To the neutral zone it goes as the SJHL trying to get at least one fresh body on. They do. That's Saddlemeyer coming on. Colby Bear, the shot. That one's off the stick of Harkness. Egger will just try to pin it as the SJHL that badly needs a line change here. Zach Kane trying to pull it free. Egger making that a hard job, though. 9:18 to go in the third period. 2-10 still. 2-1 the score still, pardon me. Olsen will battle for it. Egger goes off on the change. Settlemeyer tries a toe drag. Taken away by Kane. He shoots. Blockered away by Holtvoet. Andrews trying to find every little bit of energy he can. Runs into Colby Bear, though. Andrews loses out. Backhand on. Bear and a big save and a big job with no rebound. In the end, as Bear tried something fancy, but Brady Holtvoet, Johnny on the spot, makes a big save there on Colby Bear. as the SJHL again, a perfect time for their officials' timeout. 8:54 to go in the third period here in the final game of the group stage here at the Viking Cup. Now, in this time, let's look at the standings in the SJHL. Flin Flon sitting in first place at the moment on 43 points, 1 point ahead of Weyburn, though the Wings have the game in hand on Flin Flon. Bombers have played 31 games, Weyburn 30. Nipawin is in third on 39 points, 4 back of Flin Flon. Battleford is 1 point back of them on 38 points, with also a game in hand on Nipawin and 2 on Flin Flon. Estevan is in fifth on 37. Kindersley is in sixth on 35. Yorkton is in seventh on 34. And Humboldt right now holding on to that last playoff spot with 32 points. And they have a couple games in hand, as does the Yorkton Terriers, who have played the fewest games in the SJHL. Melville and Melfort pushing hard to try to get back into the playoff picture. Humboldt, Warman and Larange rounding out the standings. Boy, is it tight in the SJHL. It's tight in this game, too. 8:54 to go in the third period. Hunter Degelman, former Steinbach Piston, jumping in there. This one to the point for ball. Long shot off the foot of Demo. Butts trying to wrap that around. It falls to Demo, and he'll fan on his passing attempt. Arbery to the neutral zone, and it does come out as Elguy are battling, and it's Degelman will chip it into the corner. Other side it goes for Gavin Granger. Nice little stop and start move for him. Takes a hit that makes the play. Saddlemeyer trying to get it down the ice. He'll play it to Demo. It's off of a toe. Falls to Tylen Henriksen. Henriksen going wide. Try to play it out in front. McLean knocks it away. Arbery trying to dig that one free. And here comes Clark for SAIT. 8:09 to go in the third period. The shots 28-28. It is tight as it could be. Turned over in the SJ zone, but Demo reaches in with that long twig to deal with it. Eisner there as well to dig at that one. Demo and Eisner out there together right now as the SAIT team continues to press. Ball, the point to Clark. That one's off the toe right there of Holtzvogt, off the stick of Clark, and it's into the corner in the SJ zone, and here comes Demo. Little flip up in the air, was looking for Reed Arbery, and down the ice it goes, and here is Simpson. That's going to be an icing against SAIT as Sam Ward goes back and touches it up. Sam having a great year, 8 goals, 11 assists in a bit of abbreviated time. Started the year with Victoria in the BCHL. He's played for Merritt, Vernon, and Victoria in the BCHL. SAIT has been just pressing hard in the second and this third period. Can't beat Holtzvogt in the SJHL despite playing 11 forwards, looking a little bit tired right now. Just kind of holding on to the middle of that ice, and Brady Holtzvogt has been great doing the rest. Here comes Clark. They'll bump it to Billy. Going to get it back to Clark. You can see the quality in SAIT as they got some guys for sure. And you can see why they're real contenders to win the ACAC this year. Clark steps in. Eisner pokes it away from him. Sam Ward. He took too long to make a decision, but did a nice job of recovering, and he'll flip it to Bo Eisner. Now Rylan Williams up in the air, looking for Anthony Campbell. That one's as far as Clark. Now Williams will come up with it, chips it forwards for Campbell. He was about to slap shoot that one, pardon me, but Ewell knocked it off of his feet. Now King has it for SAIT. He'll play it to the left side for Rechny, and he'll just wire that one into the SJHL zone where Josh Sale will deal with it. Now this one's down low, and the S8 team continues to handle it. They score! Back door! It's Ewell who puts it home, and with 6:30 to go in the third period, it is tied after the SJHL, again, too slow moving that puck in the D zone. The forecheck of SAIT causing trouble, and the former captain of the Drumheller Dragons able to figure that one out and bang it home back door as Holtvoet slid across, and it's 2-2. And SAIT has really deserved it. They have been the better team in this third period too. And think about some of those saves McLean made earlier in this game. Keep SJHL tight as Sale lost an edge and therefore offside was called as Saddlemeyer bumped in, and just been a little bit less snappy, a little bit less cohesive for this team here today. This SAIT team playing for their lives, as I mentioned. And that's been a difference, but still 2-2 and all to play for in this one. Harkness knocks it in deep. Sale in on the forecheck, but Bear pokes it from him. And here comes Zach Kane. He's got Underhill steaming away. Underhill can scoot. It's just out of his reach, though, as Moldy was watching him. Here's Tanner Gold at the left point. Down low for Underhill. Boy, can he really fly, the New Brunswick native. Underhill trying to get that one out in front. Looking for Kane. The net falls on Holtvoet as no goal is called. Bear kind of put it in, but the net was falling on Holtvoet. So if that counted, it would have been absolute inquiry. But referees with the right decision there as that was falling on Holtvoet. 5:50 to go in the third period. 2-2 is the score. The SJHLs looked as leggy as they have all tournament right now. And 29-28, the shots still favor SAIT as well. But SAIT, as I said, playing for their lives. If this goes to overtime, then SAIT will make the final, no matter what happens. So the SAIT Trojans now in position to make that gold medal game. Puck was not even out, though, as Moldy dragged at it, but they called it offside anyways. 5:43 to go in the third period. The only way the SJHL won't finish first is if SAIT wins this in regulation. But either way, the SJHL is in the final. Here is Kai Billy now. As Van Egger give him a hard ride. Demo. Referee's not listening to the SAIT bench asking for a penalty. How comes Granger? Lees throws it to the wing there for Joey Lee, for Van Egger. Egger given a slash, not called there. Referee let him go with one and then lets one go against him. That one almost falls for Olsen in a good spot, but then it rolled away from him as he's about to shoot it from a good spot. Olsen will poke at it. That's going to be regrouped, and here is Colby Ball. Got the comeback going for SAIT. Icing is waved off. Butts tried to poke that one away from Granger. Granger, though, does play it along the wall to Van Egger. And you have Joey Lees. He'll poke at that one, was looking for Olsen off of the toe of Lees, and only as far as the SJHL blue line. Knocked in, and here is Holtvoet. He'll leave it for Granger with 4:35 to go in the third period. Bo Eisner. Best game of the tournament maybe here right now. This one's down the ice. It's icing called against the SJHL. And they don't agree with the call there, but they're going to get it. The SAIT Trojans will for the icing. The SJHL looking to have a perfect round robin against teams all older than them. But this team full of SJHL alumni of SAIT have not quit, showed that SJHL determination and come back in this one. Up in the air it goes. Arbery, who scored a gorgeous goal out there. Anthony Campbell given a bump, and that one's blown dead for the offside against the SJHL. Face off in the neutral zone. 4:13 to go in the third period. Saddlemeyer and Arbery for the SJHL. Ball and Ewell two defensemen for SAIT have their goals as Rechny and Saddlemeyer go out. They're going to kick Rechny out, I think. Kind of whacked Saddlemeyer and knocked him over there before the puck was even dropped. Briltz loses out to Saddlemeyer, and it's going to be knocked only as far as King, as Ward didn't get it deep. King going to get it to Chauffeur, but taken away by Ward, and here is Bo Eisner. Fans on his pass attempt. Here's a chance for Briltz. He shoots. He's tripped up. Refs have put their whistles away now. I guess it's playoff hockey, even though it's not officially the playoffs. But both teams getting away with some non-calls in the last couple of minutes. Chauffeur battling there with Zawatsky, two teammates from Yorkton, but now it's pulled away by Briltz, and he'll throw it to the middle of the ice, but it's down the ice by everybody, and Harkness will take his time. Harkness snaps that up to Josh Sale. Here is Josh Sale, the former Blackfalds Bulldog of the Alberta Junior League. Down low to Saddlemeyer. He'll play it there for Rylan Williams. Williams trying to leave it there for Sale. Looking to dance it in front, though, but it's going to be taken away, and here comes Tanner Gold. Gold will chip it into the corner. Underhill going after it. Andrews will take his time, though, as SAIT's caught on the delayed offside, and here comes the Estevan Bruins star defenseman Ethan Andrews. Will send that one in deep. McLean behind his own net. Plays it along the boards there for Bear. Now it's Zach Kane. One-on-one with Andrews. Kane waiting, throws it in front. Nice little poke away there by Holtvoet. Taken away now by Granger. He's got Sale ahead of him. And here is Gavin Granger, the Saskatoon native. Has it poked away from him again. Up in the air it goes, and it's going to be chopped down by Bear. Little foot race, and Demo makes sure he gets at least a piece of it. 2:30 to go in the third. As things stand, it'll be SJHL against SAIT in the final tomorrow, if this score holds for another 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The Czechs praying for another SJHL goal right now. Joey Lees. Otherwise, it'll be Czechia and Augustana in the bronze medal game. Here is Joey Lees into the middle, looking for Brendan Olsen. Kostishin pulls it away. Kostishin steps away there from Van Egger, who's had another very good hockey game. Now here is the Melville native, Kostishin for SAIT. Trying to settle that one down is Eisner, though, and he'll pull it free. He's got Demo. Bo Eisner now. He's got a man fresh off the bench. That's Tylen Henriksen. Trying to dangle his way through. Melville's Kostishin there. Campbell about to pull the trigger, but it was stick-tied there by Clark, and Ball will come up with it, and he'll just chip it right into the SJHL bench with 1:32 seconds to go in the third period here on the final day of the group stage of the Viking Cup. The SJHL will rest up, play tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the gold medal game. SAIT hoping to do so as well, and then the boys will be back on the bus on Sunday morning to come home. Unofficially, I believe that's the plan. 1:25 to go in the third period. The SJHL hit two posts. Here's a chance. Arbery out in front. That one was a great feed from Campbell, but he didn't miss but too much. Down low, it hits the referee. Poked behind him by Henriksen as Arbery cruising in there. Back to Ward at the point. He shoots. That one's blocked. Campbell turns and shoots. McLean not forced into a save as it just goes wide. Ward, another shot. That's a knuckle puck, and it's right to another Flin Flon alum there, Corey King. He'll wire it into the corner. Minute to go in the third. Is there a heartbreak hotel here for SAIT, or is it going to be these two teams again tomorrow? And given the quality of this game, I wouldn't mind it. Ward. This one's going to be held by Brady Holtvoet, who hangs on with 41.8 seconds to go. Harkness and Andrews, the defenseman for the SJ. Zawatsky, Williams, and Saddlemeyer, the three forwards for the SJHL. Kane, Bear, and Underhill, these guys play a ton for SAIT. Gold and Clayton at the blue line, and Bear wins the draw. Clayton, the shot, the glove of Holtvoet, and he hangs on. One area that the SJHL has been dominated a little bit here today is in the faceoff dot. Saddlemeyer not happy with how he was cleanly beaten on that one. Zawatsky's going to come off for sale here. So Bear against Saddlemeyer round 2 here, 37.8 to go. Face-off won by Bear again. Here is Clayton. This Sale comes out to try to block his shot. It goes wide anyways. Ryland Williams just flicks at it, goes right to Underhill. He shoots, knocked away by Holtzfoot. Colby Bear only as far as Boston Harkness. Harkness will bang it off the wall. Sale leaves it for Saddlemeyer. They give it and go. Here's Williams in the corner. 15 seconds to go. To the point for the SJHL. Harkness steps up. He shoots. That's off the side of the net. Harkness hit the post earlier in this game. Now it's going to be pulled away by Clayton, and SAIT's going to go to the gold medal game. Now we know who it is going to be tomorrow in the gold medal game, as we'll take a 3-minute break and get ready for sudden death overtime, but it's economical now as Team SJHL will finish in first and have home ice have the last change against the SAIT Trojans here at the Viking Cup. And we have overtime for the first time here at the Viking Cup coming right up after this. Well, folks, 1:30 to go until overtime starts. Maybe comment in whom you think will win it in the extra frame here. 10 minutes, I believe, is the overtime. And so it'll be very interesting to see what it'll look like 3-on-3. Obviously, plenty of speed and skill both ways. Retchny, King, and Clark are the three out there for SAIT. Looks like it's Ryland Williams, Ethan Andrews, and Anthony Campbell for the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. SJHL confirmed to not lose a single game in regulation during the Viking Cup group stage. Jai Zawatsky does have the most game-winning goals of any player on this SJHL team in the SJHL regular season with 3. But here we go. Clark to King at the point to Retchny, and he'll pull it out to the neutral zone for SAIT. Here comes Retchny. Little give and go to Clark as it poked away from him. Retchny in the corner. Now to the right point for King. 9:30 to go. Now it's going to be Clark winding his way in. Andrews, one hand on the stick, trying to skate away, but it's Retchny who comes away with it. Retchny, though, loses out to Ryland Williams, and he'll play it to Anthony Campbell. Campbell makes a nice little move. Finds Ethan Andrews. Doesn't have a ton of gas in the tank. Throws it far side for Anthony Campbell, though. Will settle it down as the SJHL will try to get back on its horse here. Campbell threw it to Andrews, who wanted to change. That allows Zach Kane to come up with it. 9:05 to go in the overtime period. Doesn't matter even if SAIT scores in overtime here. It's not going to change the rankings. The SJHL with 10 points. SAIT coming into the game with 6. So need 3 points for that regulation to overtake the SJHL for first in the standings. Kane plays it down low to Underhill. Underhill giving a bump by Sale, and now Saddlemeyer will pull it away. Now Saddlemeyer will take off. The Melfort Mustang. He's got Demo to the right. Here is Saddlemeyer. Stopping, waiting, looking. Spins it back. He's got Josh Sale with him. Saddlemeyer leaves it for Demo. Demo in there against Kane. Maybe one too many moves there for Demo as Saddlemeyer will change and just Joey Lees will come on. Saddlemeyer now coming off two for Jai Zawatsky. Lees going wide. Thought about spinning towards the net. Tried to throw it there for Zawatsky. It's in the feet of Zach Kane, and Kane will take his time here and bring it up the wall for Colby Ball. 7:55 to go in overtime. Gavin Granger will pull it back for Lees. Now 2-on-1 if they hurry. Lees looking for Zawatsky, and Zawatsky wasn't maybe sure about the situation. Took a second to take off up the ice. Here comes Carter Briltz going wide. Briltz in on Holtvoet, and Brady will hang on as Briltz with a bit of a power move. And he makes the save. As see some predictions there. It's going to be a good gold medal game tomorrow for sure. Allison Burke for sure. Jay Crockett has his Battleford's boy there. Anthony Campbell has his pick, or Reed Arbery from Flin Flon. Got to pick one, Jay. That's how the game works, buddy. Just kidding. You can do whatever you want. Kyle McIntyre, the commissioner of the SJHL, is Saddlemeyer for the SJ. Colby Bear, for SAIT. Dion has Joey Lees. Allison Burke has Josh Sale. Sale's been awesome for sure. They all have, really. Here's Rylan Williams. He's got Harkness down the right side. Williams to Saddlemeyer. Quick shot. Knocked away by McLean. A bit of a long-range effort from Zayden Saddlemeyer. 7:10 to go as Williams comes off and Reed Arbery comes on. Here comes the SAIT Trojans. Just wired from a bad angle by Hanvold, and going to go all the way down the ice as Simpson will go back. Hanvold just wanted a line change. Simpson being watched there in the SAIT zone by Arbery, but he's got it on a string. Holding on to it pretty carefully. Simpson to Clayton, left side. Now Arbery's got to play some D here. His Harkness is picked a little bit there. Clayton the shot, midsection of Holtvoet. He's able to hang on for the whistle with 6:38 to go here in overtime. 3-on-3 action. Campbell, Zawatsky, and Granger, the three for the SJHL, two Battleford North Stars and a Yorkton Terrier. Austin Rechny, Colby Bear, and Kyle Clayton, the three for the SAIT Trojans. Granger, Campbell was taken off, but decided to be patient with it, and he'll leave it to Jai Zawatsky. Zawatsky can fly. Maybe Rechny didn't realize. Zawatsky in, throws it out in front. The SJ is going to go to the power play, as that's the speed of Jai Zawatsky. And if it's not Holtvoet, Jai's probably been the SJHL's best player here today. Not sure if he's got points, but he has been terrific, and he draws a penalty. 4-on-3 with the net pulled for the SJHL. Here's Zawatsky backdoor. Nobody was there. And so it's going to be a power play. 4-on-3 for the SJHL. They're 0 for 2 in this one after scoring 4 power play goals against Augustana last time out. Rechny didn't maybe realize how fast Jai Zawatsky is. And Jai just decided to turn on the jet, skated by him, and Rechny either let him cruise in onto McLean or take a penalty, and he chose the penalty. And so the timeout is called by the SJHL. And Jai just huffing and puffing there on the bench. Rylan Williams, Anthony Campbell, Ethan Andrews, and Joey Lees look like the four that are getting the most direct instructions here. Jeannie Badir saying Rylan Williams will get it. So we will see here. 4-on-3 coming up with Macklin, Saskatchewan's Austin Rechny in the penalty box. But Saddlemeyer comes on. Probably been SJHL's best face-off guy this tournament so far. Saddlemeyer, Andrews, Sale, and Williams for the SJHL. Carter Briltz, Peyton Kostitian. And the man who's got the tying goal for St. Ewell on the blue line is Sale and Kostitian in the battle, and it's pulled free to Saddlemeyer. He's trying to dodge the linesman there as that allowed the SAIT player, Briltz, to take a penalty. And now another penalty coming up to Briltz for the hit from behind. The SJHL is going to have a extra attacker 5-on-3, and it's Joey Lees. 5-on-3 now with the net pulled with the delayed penalty. Andrews, Rylan Williams, he plays it to Lees, tried to pull the trigger, and Ewell touches it up. And a penalty called for boarding against Carter Briltz, the former Weyburn Red Wing Yorkton Terrier and Victoria Royal of the Western Hockey League. So are they allowed 5-on-3 or is it 4-on-3 here in this situation? I think they're allowed 5-on-3. SJHL did use their timeout already. So it's Zawatsky, Lees, Williams, Granger, and Ward for the SJHL right now. As Lees beats Schofer on the draw. Here we go. 5-on-3 for the SJHL to win this last game of the group stage. Granger to Sam Ward to Gavin Granger. Not bad for a pairing in the SJ. Those two at the point on a 5-on-3. Here is Gavin Granger. Rylan Williams. Gavin Granger in the middle looking for a lane. Had this one knocked off. Rylan Williams looking for Granger. Now to the corner there for Zawatsky. Here is Granger. He's a power play ace for sure. Williams looking for Zawatsky. He fanned on his passing attempt. Now here is Granger with 50 seconds to go on the power play. Williams, the shot, hit the crossbar. Third post of the game for the SJ. Williams, down low to Ward. Back to Williams. Down low to Ward, looking for an option. Williams. What a bullet that was. Granger, the one-timer shot is blocked. 2.5 down. The stick is broken of a SAIT player. Lees digs it free. 2.5 players there for the SAIT Trojans have their stick. Williams, 20 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Granger to Rylan Williams, who just hit the crossbar. Granger sweeps at it for Zawatsky. 5-on-3 with 10 more seconds in it. Granger, Zawatsky fans on it, getting Clayton blocks it anyways. Zawatsky out to Granger, down low, looking there for Williams. The power play about to expire. Rechny is out of the box. Shot on, rebound. Zawatsky the shot. That one was blocked by Tate Schofer. Down the ice it goes. 20 seconds to go in the second penalty to Carter Briltz. Ward keeps it on side, kicks it to the net. Kostitian, though, shows that man strength that he's had since he was a young buck in Melville and knocks it down the ice. And a heroic 5-on-3 kill by SAIT keeps it tied at 2-2 here with 3:30 to go in overtime. As offside is called, the SJ doesn't agree. But the Trojans have killed the long 5-on-3. And great opportunity goes by the way there for the SJ. Rylan Williams wires it off the crossbar. What a shot that was. Third post for the SJHL in this one. And so we're back to 3-on-3 now with 3:29 to go in overtime. And whoever wins this will have a big emotional boost heading into the gold medal game tomorrow between these two teams. Van Egger winds his way in. Egger trying to find some space. He's got Reed Arbery with him. Here's Arbery in. He shoots. He scores! Reed Arbery, his second of the game. And it's an overtime winner for the man from Flin Flon. The SJ could not find a way. 5-on-3 in overtime. But Mr. Arbery just drove wide, wired it high short side. And the SJHL with 4 wins from 4 here in the group stage of the Viking Cup. And we'll head to the gold medal game against the SAIT Trojans tomorrow. What a hockey game. The shots were 36-34. As the in-arena announcer has the wrong goal scorer, but that's okay. Reed Arbery with 2 goals in the game winner. Zayden Saddlemeyer had the other. Former Melville man Colby Ball had one for SAIT. And the gold medal game will be tomorrow between SJHL and the SAIT Trojans. It'll be good. You won't want to miss it. Until then, well, say goodbye, but make sure you tune in to the SJHL social media platforms for post-game interview and reaction. 3-2, the SJHL wins it here in overtime. We'll see you next time, folks.